Social and political commentary from a Christian male perspective.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Hey, guess what? My phone wanted to tell me a little bit about the show as well. Want me to tell me that I was on. What you know about that? We're back, ladies and gentlemen. You saw the thumbnail, so you saw the title. You know what we're about to do. We are going to take the time tonight and go over the what's next for Tiffany Henyard video that Regina W and the NBC News Chicago team did. It was really informative, and it answers a lot of questions that you, especially if you're somebody who's new to this discussion, maybe you just came in the last couple of weeks, you don't know what's all the big kerfuffle about as it relates to Tiffany Henyard and Dolton specifically. She helps really break it down and really give some credence to it. So I hope you'll enjoy it tonight. Now, I know you've been wondering, like, well, Jason, you keep saying we. Who's this we thing going on here? Who are the we's that you're talking about? I'm glad that you asked. Let's go. Let's start with Lady Luck Club's in the building. How are you, friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Outstanding. Good to see you, friend. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let's go. Chicago Red in the building. All right. Here she is. Shout out to her. And last but not least, Epiphany in the building. Ready to chop it up. I love it. Ladies, how are y'all doing today? How's your day?
Fabulous. Yeah, I still have a job with the government, so I'm good.
Oh, well, there you go. All right, we're 2 days post-election in Dolton. I know that we are all undocumented Dolton residents. So how are y'all feeling post-election?
Very good.
Still on a high.
Yeah. Feeling like I won.
I know, right? We all won.
Come on, Lottie.
Oh no, we got songs too. We singing tonight. Hey, we can do that. We can drop some. We can drop some songs up in here. We can do that as well.
Yeah,
no, I agree with you 100%.
I've been singing that INA song all day.
I have to admit that one has jumped into my
God,
my mental playlist as well.
Yeah.
So absolutely. No, this is the song that Jedediah Brown submitted. Matter of fact, if my moderators will drop the link in there, I have a playlist of all the songs that we were listening to the other day. We call it the Tiffany Henyard, the little Tiff Tiff diss track playlist. And one of those songs is called INA, is by the artist was KS, and the song's called INA. And it was really, you know what? How about this, Jason? Just to start it off tonight, I think we start off with a good mood.
All right.
Especially since I just heard President Firstborn and Chief Executive Second walk in the house, so my kids are home safely. I think the only thing right to do is to play the song. So let's bring it in. And then everybody be up to know, and then we're ready to go.
Let's go.
So let's do this. Oh, but they're loud. Can y'all hear them? Oh, good. They're crazy.
The kids.
Man.
It's okay. I have my kids
crazy.
here.
They're crazy, man. All right, let's bring this in. Shout out to KS, and of course, Jedediah Brown submitted this this is almost kind of like the theme song from this week. So here it comes with no further ado.
We not taking this no more. Dolton, let's go. Tiff, you must think we stupid. You a lie, we see right through it. Talking about you want some tea. Come and get that drink from me. Yeah, right. We headed to them polls, we gotta let them know. Y'all ready to cash your vote? Yep. Alright, then call the roll. What God you representing? More like a super villain. Truth is your kryptonite was done in the dark, being brought to light. Right. Watching the truth unfurl, light eliminates darkness, girl. You had a chance to shine so bright, but greed wouldn't let you do things right. Fake charity, lining your pockets, ignore rules, money spending, just stop it. Big bingo, but you ain't got no budget. What are they doing? Swear we got millions, but when asked, you won't show it. Elections coming, so now you got receipts. Splicing videos you think we can't see. You do know we got YouTube. We can go back and watch what you do. And even though you refuse to show it, the truth is the truth, ain't no running from it. If you must think we stupid, we see right through it. Talking about you want some tea. Come Come and get that drink from me. We headed to them polls, we gotta let them know. Y'all ready to cast your vote? Yep. Alright, then call the roll. I pray God exposes your evil, removes wool from the eyes of his people. Protect those y'all been plotting on and scheming on, save them from all your evil. I pray, Lord, for the leaders who coming, give them wisdom to hit the ground running. Help them move with integrity, bring prosperity to the village who coming. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We got to clean house. Let's go, let's go, let's vote. We got to clean house. Let's go. We gotta vote, voting for clean house. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We voting for clean house. If you must think we stupid, you a lie. We see right through it. Talking about you want some tea. Come and get that drink from me. We headed to them polls. We gotta let them know. Y'all ready to cash your vote? Yep. Alright, then call the roll.
What y'all think?
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Sorry about that. Oh, that's Kuma Molata. Y'all, we do not need to do that tonight. We do not need to do that tonight. All right, what y'all think? What y'all think?
That's nice. I like it.
Yep. Good jam.
Yo, absolutely, absolutely. Let me
You
just switch
must
this.
think we stupid.
We saw you dancing, but now we get you singing. Oh, I don't think we were not prepared. We were
I'm
not
the
prepared
best
for
chair
this.
dancer in the nation. I mean, America.
Oh,
In the-
yeah, you know,
in the nation,
international
country?
in America.
Not
We
America.
just got a little group. Come on, we be our backup singers. You must think we're stupid. Come on.
Oh, this is about to be a
Hey.
thing.
You
Okay,
and
well,
I, we see right
Come on,
through
music.
it.
I'm gonna be your
Talking
muted.
about
I'm gonna be your
some
muted.
tea.
Hey,
You can get that drink from me.
hey.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm
Right,
done.
man.
Oh,
I know my
okay.
mama has wanted me to shut up. I've been singing all day.
Oh, okay. Well, there we
That's gonna
go.
be in my playlist. I'm rocking that in the car on the way to work. Yeah, that thing is that's nice. That's nice.
It's nice.
Absolutely. So, of course, and that's on the playlist, and I'll drop that in the chat in a second. And I should have had that ready. I'll drop that in the chat in a moment for us. But tonight we're gonna watch and we're gonna go over this interview. I think he asked, if I'm not mistaken, I think he asked about 14 questions, give or take. And we'll just stop periodically. Y'all can definitely in the chat, in the private chat, if y'all want to tell me to stop at a particular point, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, I'll stop kind of where it naturally seems that they're transitioning. But this again is Regina Waldrop and Alex. I don't know Alex's last name, from NBC 5 in Atlanta, in Georgia. And they're just talking about as it says right here, what's next for Tiffany Henyard. It was really interesting. So I wanted us to talk about it tonight. So let us get going with no further ado. One in the chat when you can hear. Let's go.
Is this it for Tiffany Henyard? We're sitting down with our Dolton expert one-on-one to walk through the results last night and tell us what happens next. Welcome to The Takeaway. I'm Alex Maragos. For our first ever episode, we are so pleased to be joined by the expert of all things Dolton and Thornton Township on this story for almost 2 years now, covering it so closely. And we are so glad to be having her the day after the election in Dolton. Regina Waldrop is with us. Regina, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Yeah, forgive me if my voice sounds a little different. It was a late night, but a lot happened last night.
Yeah, we're getting you fresh off of election coverage late into the night last night. Yeah. First, just tell us, what happened last night?
Well, I was at Jason House's campaign headquarters. I kept, checking the clerk's office for votes coming in, and around 7:20, the crowd just erupted. And so then I check, and the numbers are coming in, and, he's just got these great numbers. It looks like what the clerk was saying early in the day, that people were going to show up, they were going to vote, and they did. And so at 7:30, Jason House called the race, and all the precincts weren't reporting. By 8 o'clock, all precincts were reporting, and he'd won the race with almost 5,000 votes.
I was going to say the numbers we got show an overwhelming victory for Jason House. Tiffany Henyard said it would be a landslide for her. That's what she predicted. Am I correct?
That's correct.
It looks like we've got the opposite here.
Well, yesterday I was out, Alex, and I went to 3 different polling places doing my own exit polling.
Sure.
I talked to a lot of people, and, we wanted to be fair as we could, and we tried our best to find that Tiffany supporter. It was a hard time. Everybody coming out just said, we want to change. We want to change. I heard that a lot. We want transparency. We want change. And clearly, the voters spoke yesterday.
I want to stop right there because we actually had a little mini challenge finding a YouTube channel that was supporting Tiffany Henyard. And I searched the YouTube streets, I searched the YouTube sewers, I searched the YouTube suburbs, and I could not find a channel that was supporting. Yeah, the crickets were there for sure. And I was really, it was interesting because I was like, man, all this stuff she's talking about, everybody's supporting her, her community's coming out, blah, blah, blah. And they were nowhere to be found.
Wow.
Not a
Yeah.
one.
You know what?
Go ahead.
In addition to that, I thought it was quite interesting that there were no, like everybody had a diss track for Tiff. There were none in support of her.
There are none in support of her. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
At least I didn't hear any.
Well, that's a good point.
So
Yeah,
no,
it seemed
I
like-
really want to know who these
I didn't hear any. Now, I'm sure there might be one that's materialized. I'm sure. But, feel free to drop it. Send it to me, dearwokesy@gmail.com. We'll listen to it. But no, I didn't see any. And I looked pretty high and low. But I just thought that was interesting for sure. You have something, Epiphany?
Yeah, I was just wondering who these 530 something people are. Like, where are they? Why are they not speaking out? Like, where's my vote? My vote is being suppressed. It didn't count. I voted for her. Like, where are these people?
Well, you know where they weren't? At her victory party.
That's
I
another.
would think,
another
hey,
factor.
if I committed my vote, I'm committed to going to this thing. I'm going to give me some wings. I'm going to give me some potato salad. Even if you put raisins in it, I'm getting the potato salad. I'm going to pick the raisins out. I'm getting something for this vote. Because all them people are having a good time. All the 4,400. Look, I'm a part of this 5. I'm going to be at this party. Where were they? They might have been over at Jason's party. They just lied. They said, you know what? I messed
I
up.
knew Keith Price would be there, but he was not there.
He might have
Really?
slipped in the back. He might have asked somebody to bring him he might have asked somebody to bring him a plate. He doing that
wasn't
Spice
at her
Williams look
party
around
at
the
all?
corner.
He wasn't at her party.
I don't think
No.
that. No, there was literally, like the news said, it was like 10 people.
I'm not
Like,
trying to
literally-
say rules.
I was watching somebody's video today, and there was a segment on either I think it was WGN. It was one of the black anchors,
Mhm.
and they were showing this woman that with the mask
Yeah,
on.
the only lady. Yep.
But they kept showing her, and this is what she looked like. She was like,
Why am I here? I'm like, where are all these people?
She looked like she was irritated and agitated. She looked so upset sitting there. Like, what in the world happened?
she
Yeah.
looked like a seat filler, if I'm being honest. I don't even think
Absolutely.
she was supposed to be. They grabbed her off the street. Like, come on
We need
inside.
Yeah, we searching the highways and the byways, through the hedges and everything. We need somebody to come to this reception. So yeah, you are right. 1 DJ, 1 reporter, 7 people waiting for the food. Yeah, it was barely 10 people, I heard. Oh, but again, to Epiphany's point, there's 536 of y'all. Go ahead and fess up. Go ahead and
Okay,
be
that's
proud of
nothing.
yourselves.
Be scared of it. Exactly.
Where you
Stand
at?
on it.
Where you
Stand on
at?
it. Stand on it.
You committed, so go ahead and be proud of yourself. Go ahead and step up there.
Okay.
All right, let's keep this going. Wow, let's go.
I want to ask, though, as it relates to the election results last night, has Tiffany said anything? Has she announced anything? Has she reacted to this what looks like an overwhelming loss in this primary?
So, of course, we reached out to her camp, several attorneys that she has employed, all yesterday, all last night. We did have a crew at her election or campaign headquarters. Not many people there. She did tell a caterer, and we're getting this from our photojournalist who was there, that she would have a statement. We waited and waited for that statement.
That was last night.
That was last night.
Okay.
We're still waiting for a statement.
Okay.
Perhaps we're hearing from another station. She did tell them that she accepts the results, but we want to get that on our own. We want her to say she concedes it, and so far we haven't had that.
So there's been no concession.
No concession.
Okay.
And no statement, nothing from her camp right now, which is odd. But see, I think at any moment now something could happen, and something definitely will happen today. She'll talk there'll be statements, something. This is just not like her to be totally quiet.
So broadly,
all right. Have y'all? Well, let's talk about that because Regina. I've done my research, Regina, and actually she did say something. She did say something. Actually, this is today. She said something yesterday as well, but I had this one ready because we were talking about this one before the show. She said, y'all better do y'all research on me. Stop listening to the negative people. I love the kids, and there's nothing they can do about it. I will continue being great, happy, loving, and strong. Watch my next move. Hashtag trust God. Hashtag I stand with Tiff. Hashtag Tiffany Henyard. Hashtag lead with love. Now, I am not here to pick on her. That's not true. I am here to pick on her. I am here to shellac her. All right. A lot of y'all know that I call this memeology. When all you do is post memes and these motivational speeches and scriptures out of context and all that kind of stuff like that. So you see here in the middle, there's this box that says this content isn't available right now. It's because Tiffany is notorious for posting other people's content, AKA their memes and their little motivationals, whatevers, and such like that. And somebody has said basically they don't want to be associated with her. So they blocked it. And this is why this box right here has a lock on it. But
are you serious? I don't have Facebook, so I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what this is. So somebody's took it down and don't want her to use it.
Yeah.
So the memeology has to stop. But even worse than that, what is this? What is she saying? What does this mean? How about do your research on me, ma'am? This is your platform.
Her says, I concede he won. Then that's it.
Or I apologize. Yeah, or I apologize as I'm getting ready to getting fitted for this orange jumpsuit. But yeah, what does this mean? What is I love the kids and there's nothing that they can do about it? That's a really creepy sentence, by the way. If P. Diddy had said that, y'all have some problems. So stop acting like you're okay with this, right? This is a very creepy sentence. Who was challenging that you didn't love kids?
Right.
Why 2 days after you get shellacked 12% to 88, do you feel like you need to tell us that you love kids? Maybe that might not be the best move. I'm just saying. I might be.
Yeah. I need my magnifying
random
glass.
stuff. That's the out stuff just for the sake of posting something.
Or
just to say something.
Substance to it.
Maybe it's a precursor to her next move.
Oh, the board of education thing.
Wait, I got my magnifying glass. We gotta dissect this thing. Hold on, we're gonna investigate.
Girl, let me go and get my. Hold on, let me go get my. I gotta give me a box cutter.
Investigate.
That might be it.
Let's close this thing.
Something about the board of education, y'all know. We're not gonna let that happen, little girl. I'm telling you right. Look,
you know what?
We're not gonna let it happen.
No. Look. I agree with you, Lady Luck Club. I didn't pick that up. Way to go, Chicago Red. I did not see that. That must be what she's talking about because I have heard this rumor, but this would make sense. That sentence now makes sense. It's still creepy. It's still creepy.
Very.
But
is she trying to go for the board of education?
That might be it.
That's the
that's on y'all.
Of what she's targeting anyway. And that's
because she has. I love the kids.
Because you know what she wants to be? The children's mayor. That's right.
Oh wow.
The little people's mayor.
My mama.
You ain't my mayor. There you go.
About her, but she actually used to work with kids. She had some type of dance group or something. It was something I was watching today. She had that dance group that the girl Fania. So she was on her interview that Regina did and was talking about how Tiff used to be before the corruption. So she was the children's mayor at one point, and maybe she's going to go back. I don't know.
I can.
Yeah,
okay, I gotta give you that.
The info of her wanting to go towards the Department of Education route, and there's some money in that. It's only for the money. She won't be going there because she actually look you like you barely see her at home. You be out in midnight
Oh,
shoveling snow and your child at home somewhere, but
that's messed
you
up.
love everybody else's kids. Come on now.
Wow. No. All right, we're gonna keep this dance going. Let's go.
Speaking for maybe the people who aren't caught up on this story, what is Tiffany Henyard accused of doing?
She is accused of, in a federal investigation, of misusing village funds, lavish trips, spending money inappropriately on things she possibly shouldn't have, Wayfair, Amazon, credit cards with no receipts. We do know that there were several subpoenas last year on the village and the township looking for all types of records on several people in her administration. Then Lori Lightfoot was hired to actually look into these allegations. And she found, at least in her investigation, that Tiffany and her administration were purposely hiding, how they were using funds or misusing funds. So that's what she is accused of. But also she's accused of retaliation by a former employee, her former assistant.
And so Tiffany did not cooperate in Mayor Lori Lightfoot's investigation.
She did
correct?
not.
Okay.
But some of the people who work in the village and township did.
Okay. How did she respond? What does she say? How did she respond to those accusations?
Well, first off, when she found out Lori was conducting this investigation, she said Lori should not be coming into her community as a former mayor looking into what she's doing in her community.
Yeah.
So she really didn't want Lori there. And she also said that Lori was not going to get paid. So Lori was asking for several $100s an hour. It's still unclear right now if she ever got paid. But Tiffany said flat out, Lori was not going to get paid for this investigation.
And it was the trustees, though, that hired Lori to come in. Is that correct?
A majority of trustees hired Lori to come in and do this investigation. And again, Lori Lightfoot is a former federal prosecutor and the former mayor of Chicago.
Right. Now, I want to talk about Jason House, who won the election last night. He, ironically, used to be a Tiffany Henyard supporter.
Okay, we're going to stop right there. I'm just going to give y'all a second to breathe because 8:43 Mel, thank you so much for the $5 super. I'm gonna have to put you in 0-second timeout though, my guy, because this is totally inappropriate. This is disrespectful, my guy. He says, Board of Education, have you seen her spell? My guy, I gotta put you in timeout, man. I appreciate the 5-second. I appreciate the $5 super, man. But you gotta go in 0-second timeout, man. I gotta put you in there, man. I mean, speaking, forget that.
Have you heard her speak? Forget spelling.
Really? Right, spelling is.
Dictionary after get to talking, listen to her talk. I gotta read a dictionary just to get that brain power back that I lost.
Okay,
I agree 100%. All right, so he did give a good overview of like how they got here, of course, with the. But I think Regina didn't do really. There's so much stuff that's happened before, like the recall and the Tahoe and all these other things that can be brought up. It really is. He's going to jokingly say, you did the worst mayor in America documentary on her. Are you going to do a part 2? He's jokingly saying that, but really he could. There could be a part 2, maybe even a whole series. Like it would be better than Marvel because Marvel ain't putting out anything good lately. So shots fired. I see you, MCU. I see you, MCU. Let's go.
Porter.
Yeah, he ran on her ticket.
So tell us a little bit more about him and his journey from going for being for Tiffany to now very much against.
Yeah, he was an ally. He was a Team Tiffany in 2021. But shortly after she was elected, that's when he says, she wouldn't communicate with the board. Him being the board, a trustee member and other board members. It was her way and not. Let's talk to the board and figure this out. It was my way. We're going to get things done my way, something different. And he knew early on, this isn't the way you lead a village. This isn't the way trustees work together. There was no working together. And so that's when shortly after she was elected, they parted ways. But in the meetings, what's odd is in the meetings, they never really butt heads. I mean, Jason in the meetings, kind of a soft-spoken guy, very knowledgeable, but they don't really go back and forth. She goes back and forth with other trustees, but not so much Jason House.
Okay.
I should have pulled up that clip. There's one instance where Jason was not very soft-spoken. Do y'all remember when it was?
Was that after
when he gave his speech?
She said something about the FBI thing, and then he kind of
he was easy like Sunday morning for that. There was one more, but I'll give you a hint. It wasn't directed at Tiffany.
Oh
no, when he was talking to William Moore.
Don't pray for me no more.
that's
I should
right.
have had that clip ready because he might be soft spoken in many other instances, but don't pray for me no more.
Don't. I know that's right. I don't blame him.
Yeah, Mike said it right here.
Don't pray for me.
Yeah, don't pray for me no more. That thing was hilarious. But okay, let's keep it going. I know that they're reporters and have to keep a level of decorum, but I do think she should point out like just how nasty Tiffany was toward the trustees that were actually on her team at one time. And because I think it just seemed like there might be a difference. Like, oh, me and Epiphany, Epiphany doesn't agree with Jason and Jason don't agree with Epiphany. It's just very surfacey. But no, this was very deep seated issues that were, especially if you go back and listen to their acceptance speech, you'll see and hear rather, there was a lot of hurt in these people. Because I do think they ultimately did want the best for Tiffany and they did believe in her, hence why they ran on her ticket. But when they realized quickly, we are in some deep weeds, and then ran the recall. But okay, anybody else?
No,
Let's jump back in there. Go ahead.
I think I said really quick. It's like coming out of an abusive relationship. That's what it seems like. It feels like they were in an abusive relationship for 4 years. I mean, she was brutal. She was just demeaning and degrading people, the way she talked to them. So yeah, I can definitely see where, they're that's why it feels like we won too. It's just like seeing a friend come out of an abusive relationship. So we're celebrating with them.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree 100%.
Good analogy.
Very good.
She went full blown steroid mode when they couldn't get the recall to go through. So I think after that, it really just
was
got
nasty.
Worse. She was
disgusting. Wasn't that the Ain't No Stopping Us Now?
Yeah.
There's Ain't No Stopping Us Now.
And
it was that. No, I think it was the Nino Brown.
Yeah.
No, she did that.
No, that was
Nino Brown thing. Oh, that was disgusting too.
Yeah, Nino Brown was disgusting. I think she did the Ain't No Stopping Us Now after the recall was thrown out. I'm almost certain because it was. Yeah, I remember. Again, we don't have to be right, and we don't have to be completely wrong. I think the music was her choice of music was very inappropriate. Better Have My Money was inappropriate. That's just there's no way around it. And it's also inappropriate that she hasn't given me that whole diss track because I need to be able to slice and dice that apart. I'm gonna be a surgeon on that thing when it comes. Let's go.
So what just happened last night was a primary. Jason is not elected to anything just yet. So
for all due purposes, I mean, he's the Democratic nominee. There is an independent running. We don't know much about her, and
that's what I was going to ask. Who is opposing him, and what does that look like?
Well, there's an independent person who is opposing Jason. They will meet in April, but we don't know much about this person. So my job today is to find out a little bit more about this person who's running as an independent, and primarily what is typically a Democratic area.
Got it. What does this mean for Tiffany's political future? Of course, we know the super mayor. You explained it so well in your documentary, which I encourage everybody to go check out right now on YouTube. It's got over 1 million views. Congratulations.
Really?
Real quick. Any opinions on the independent candidate? And there is a Republican candidate as well. But is there any opinion on either of the candidates that are running against Jason House?
My opinion about Cassandra is she is pretty much just like Tiffany in many ways.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think the village of Dolton has gone through enough with Tiffany that they would never put themselves back in that same bag with somebody, a different person, same personality.
Yeah. Hope and pray.
I got you.
And then I don't think she has much of a platform. I think the only thing I've heard in a couple of videos I've watched today was her more so just talking about rental assistance or mortgage assistance to something that extent that will probably benefit her more than anyone else. And it's you got people that are there that need more needs addressed beyond, nothing wrong with helping with mortgages and maybe helping with, people getting into homes even, but you got to have a bigger platform than that, because after a while, then if you tackle that, then what's next? You have nothing else. So, I'm tired of the whole concept of voting for someone because they say one or two things you like, but then that's it. Just like giving out food boxes and bingo. That's all you had.
You don't like you don't like Big Bingo? You're against Big
They
Bingo?
wasting money on Big Bingo prizes and TVs.
Why are you
that
against Big Bingo though, homie?
Squidward owes everybody a TV.
Okay. They spent enough of my tax money on Big Bingo.
Okay.
Big Bingo is crazy.
Good Lord.
All right, let's keep this game a rolling. Let's go. Here we go.
I didn't even,
Yeah, million views.
Wow.
What is Tiffany Henyard's political future?
Yeah, that's a good question. She still is right now the mayor of Dolton until April, and she's still supervisor of Thornton Township. So you think mayor of Dolton, one community, Thornton Township supervisor over 17 communities. So she's not on the ballot for Thornton Township right now to a position that she was appointed to. She never ran for that position. She was appointed because Frank Zuccarelli died. He was the township supervisor. So she's not on the ballot right now, but she is promising to be a write-in candidate. So that will be the test, is what happens in April. But I think her political career, I think she's going to try for some other office. I think she likes that leadership. She likes that feel of being this person, of dressing up, assuming that power position. And all these meetings, she would dress up. I mean, I'd see her in court and she would be dressed down, not not in anything special, blue jeans and a shirt and a coat. But then when it comes to the meetings, that's when, she puts on the makeup, the lashes, the nails, and she makes her presence known by walking in always to the meetings late. She wants you to look at her.
So what potential office might we be? I don't want to speculate, really. That's not what I want to do here. But I mean,
Cook County Commissioner. I mean, there are a number of offices, maybe state rep,
I think a lot of people are going to be surprised to hear that, considering how popular she's proven to be now with official numbers in Dolton.
Sure. And maybe some people, it was an off-year election, Alex, and sometimes off-year elections don't get a lot of people to come out to the polls. That is a fact, and I'm not going to say Tiffany doesn't have supporters, because she does. They are out there. There are people, I would go to meetings sometimes and I would get admonished by people. Why are you doing this to her? Why are you covering her? When I'm really unclear what I was doing. My job in covering the story and the accusations and what is happening here, but there are people who they favor Tiffany Henyard.
Your report,
and that's okay.
That's what.
I've not met one. I'm not trying to be mean, but I haven't met one, and apparently they didn't know it either because they weren't at the celebration. Even if they wanted to just go and show solidarity, they weren't there. So. I don't know about that one. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they exist. But where were they? Why didn't they get out there and show themselves and be loud and proud? But
that's the question. Where were they?
Inquiring minds
want to know. Like,
we couldn't find the channel that supported her, right? Remember?
Did you find one?
No.
Did you find one?
I was like, I thought a couple existed, but
happy searching. Happy searching. You let me know you find one now. All right, let's keep this game rolling.
And that's fine, right? Bring us back a little bit to who Tiffany is, what's going on. Bring us up to speed on the accusations, allegations, many lawsuits she's facing. We may not have time to get to all of them. I know we don't. Just bring us up to speed on where that all stands right now.
Well, I'm going to start with what I know right now. So right now we have at least 42 lawsuits naming her as a defendant. That's a lot. At least 42 lawsuits. Some days I'm in court, a month, every day, every other day. I mean, there's a lot. I can't cover every court case, but there are a lot out there. From former employees, from a former police chief, you name it, business owners who can't get licenses. There's just a lot of lawsuits involving her. Who is Tiffany Henyard? She was raised in Dolton. She became the youngest and the first African-American mayor of that community. Before she was mayor, she was a trustee for several years. She said she was going to take office and work with her board. But as soon as she got into office, there was clashes with her board, and she wouldn't listen to them. But I think the biggest thing for residents, though, and that's what I really like to focus on as residents, is that, being ignored, not being taken seriously, being talked to anyway. This is their community. You as the elected official, you work for the residents, and talking to them, talking down to them, yelling at them. I mean, bringing up, older people. There was one meeting I was at, and there was an older woman there, and she spoke out, and Tiffany didn't like that, and she was like, "And the way your yard looks," and just it became just a cat fight for a village board meeting.
Make it personal.
And look, I've covered a lot of meetings, Alex. A lot of them. Typically, they are boring. They are very boring. But this one, it kept you up because you had to. Where is this going? Where's it going? But then in the end, I felt sorry for what's going on here. I'm like, what is going? How is their business being conducted at this meeting? There wasn't.
Yeah.
I think that was really good. I want to just point that out, that it did seem personal. A lot of it did seem personal, especially if you go back to, I know this is not Dolton, but if you go to Thornton, the meeting, the brawl for it all, just watch the beginning. Watch even before public comment. I mean, Jedediah's comment. Watch everything up to Jedediah's comment. And you hear she's taking all of this personal. Every motion, everything that's shut down. Thank you for the lawsuit. You're going to get sued in the morning. And all of this. See, you don't even know. She was just signifying all the way through the whole thing. So, I mean, I think that was a great example. I mean, what she said right there. But I do want to point this out. I do want y'all to chime in as well. Right here, somebody said her slogan. Oh, here it is right here. This is it right here. And thank you, Spice C. Her slogan didn't even do its work. I stand with Tiff. And I didn't think about it. As many times I've been jokingly read the hashtag, I stand with Tiff. But that means that Dolton is standing with you. Why are you not standing for Dolton? Why is the hashtag not I stand for Dolton? Or I stand. Go ahead.
Let's not assume that the people that stand for her were in Dolton. Most of those people were not in Dolton.
Now that's true as well. But her slogan that she was using it should be should be the true Dolton residents, not the undocumented Dolton residents like myself. So she should be saying, I stand for Dolton. Not
exactly.
Everybody stands for me.
Right.
Yeah.
If you do a search on the hashtag I stand with Tiff, I promise you 98% of it is her.
I was just about to say that. I was like, why don't I do a search right now? Go on YouTube on search and click on the hashtag, and you will see what it leads to, because the hashtag shows everybody that used that hashtag.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you that, and again, we know a lot of them are not Dolton residents, but let me finish up. Where was her people at the end? It was very sad for her, but I also think it's very sad for them because the focus was never on the people. The leader should be focusing on the people that he or she is leading, not the people standing for me, the leader, especially when I'm the leader wilding out. You don't see Jason House. Now, granted, it is Clean House 2025, but I think we all know exactly where he's going with that. And then he got Ed Steve over there cutting his grass, and Kiana and them over there, washing dishes and windows and stupid stuff like that. We know he's talking about cleaning the house being Dolton, getting that foolishness and the cancer out. So I just think that that's interesting. But go ahead.
Absolutely.
Did you search it, Epiphany?
Is she? Yeah, she can come up in everything.
Go ahead, Lady Luck.
I was gonna say she's gonna come up in everything, because it's just the narcissism in her. She can't seem to represent, like, the inability to show empathy. It doesn't allow her to be able to put herself in anyone else's position or represent anyone else, and that's pretty much the bulk of that. It was all about her, and then she throws a bone here and there, and then and just, oh, y'all should glorify me at my feet because I gave you a food box. Just on the little minute things that tax dollars paid for, so you did not.
Right.
And it's kind of like she didn't care. She never did. I can't tell how she ever cared. Really.
Yeah.
I
You can see it all pointed back to her, like you're saying, Lady Luck. She with the billboard signs, with her face on everything, her removing other people. Even this lady Regina was talking about how she shows up late. Now I'm down for a good slay in the outfit, right? Looking nice. But when you're doing all these other things on top of it, it just seems like that's your sole focus. That's where the problem comes in. It's like, everybody look at me, but it's not about the people anymore. Like, I can see when it was like, I don't know who showed this video. I saw something today. It was kind of going back to when she was, maybe it was you, Jason. You did a video about her before, right? Like,
right before she became mayor. She's still a trustee. Yep.
Yeah. And so, so at some point in time, like she seemed like a normal human being in that video when she's accepting that speech almost.
Yes.
And it seemed like she was a different person. So it seemed like at some point in time, she might have had the right intentions. I just think power can corrupt some people. Some people just can't handle that level of power with all that money that she was making between the two jobs, the power that was involved. I just think that it went to her head. It's like it's a saying that goes, absolute power corrupts. And so she got corrupted along the way. She saw the money. She saw the accolades, people kissing up to her, saying, "Oh, the super mayor thing." It just went to her head. I think she might have cared at one point, but it's obvious now. It's far gone. It's far gone. It's all about her. So
I agree. Go ahead, Chicago.
I attended either one or two of the Dolton meetings and 2 or 3 of the Thornton Township meetings, because I'm in Thornton Township. And I think when I'm at the Dolton meetings, I would always sit by my cousin who's a resident of Dolton. And I would sit next to her and we would just look at each other. We would sit on the front row. And as Tiffany is speaking, what really just got under my skin is that as mayor, it should always be about your team and the residents. But everything that came out of her mouth was what I did. I did this for you. I'm sorry, I'm hitting the mic. I did this. I did that. I, me and me alone. And I'm listening to her and I'm just sick and like, that's your problem. That's your problem. When I moved into Thornton Township, Frank Zuccarelli was the supervisor. I couldn't tell you who Frank Zuccarelli was. I had no idea what that man looked like. When Tiffany became supervisor, I knew who she was. Because when I tell you I was scared to open up my mailbox because I was sick and tired of getting those editorials with her pictures. Now, it's so let's say you live in this community and the supervisor of that community, or let's say the mayor of that community is sending you a monthly flyer of what's happening that month or that quarter. But on every page of what's going on is a picture of the mayor in different poses.
Wow. This was her magazine.
Yeah, it was. I saw it. It looks like a magazine. Yeah, it was.
It was.
She was using it as gold.
A total editorial, pictorial of Tiffany Henyard.
That's crazy.
Colored pictures, glossy, not even matte stock. It was glossy.
Wow. You know how expensive glossy pictures are?
No, I'm not saying
yes, I do.
Yeah. There's multiple pages. It was multi-pages. It was
and imagine that going to how many residents? Like 1,507? No, 150 something thousand residents.
Wow.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Multiplied. Wow.
Crazy. And that was every month, you said? It was given out every month?
Not every month, but I was like maybe every quarter or twice in a quarter.
And 4 times a year, that's still almost a million mailers. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit.
It's a lot.
She spent for banners to be put up. I mean,
banners.
Like, banners. You get $20,000 of banners. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, lady, she spent money like it was nothing because she didn't care. It wasn't hers. So, she didn't care.
And just those welcome signs alone, they said was $12,000. The welcome signs with her face on it, $12,000. She didn't pay those people. But that's not to mention all the other banners and signs that
billboards,
there. Yeah.
And let me tell you what else I noticed about Tiffany. At the Dolton meetings, when the heat really started picking up, she started dressing more snazzy. But at the same time, when she still had support from the trustees, except for Chris Gonzalez at the township, she would come in jeans and a polo.
I saw the polo. I didn't know she was in jeans. Okay.
It was in jeans. As things started heating up at the township, she started wearing more suits. I said, "Oh, I see you, Tiffany.
Yeah,
you're here for the cameras.
She for the camera.
That's it.
You're here for the
she
camera.
knows garnering all this attention. Like, good grief, a global phenomenon for all the wrong reasons.
All the wrong reasons.
It's making me think, though, as you say that, Chicago Red, it makes me think about a defense mechanism, right? Because if it kind of switched over as soon as she lost the support, it's almost like this is my way of, kind of putting a mask up or putting a shield up over myself, because, I'm gonna dress real nice and just tune all y'all out, right? It's just, I'm just going to put on this persona. Maybe I don't know. This whole time that everything's been going on, I've been trying to like psychoanalyze her. Like, what would drive somebody to do what she's done and act this way and behave this way? And I will tell you, a lot of people are throwing around the word, everybody throws around the word narcissism, but narcissists aren't born, they're made, right? And so it just makes me think about like what led to all of this. Was that always in her? Because a true narcissist, this is something that comes up through childhood. A lot of people don't know like what causes or develops a narcissist. It's really in childhood. You didn't get the right, limits. You didn't get the right boundaries. You kind of got to do what you wanted to do. Maybe they indulged her too much. Something there. I'm trying to figure it out, because
where it clicks off for her is that any attention is good attention. So I'm thinking when she was younger, she would just act up and act out just to get attention.
That's what she did.
That's how I feel.
Even now, exactly. It goes back to what you just said, Epiphany. It's this negative or positive attention is still attention. However I gotta get it. If y'all want to see it climb me, I'm gonna dress up and come put on a show then. I mean, to her, in her world, because I said she lost her mind last year, where she's just been gone to La La Land. And it's like wherever she is in her reality, she thinks this is cute. Like this I'm not taking none of this serious. I'm gonna just do what I do. People gonna love me for it, and that's it. It's this whole, complex of grandeur. I can't do no wrong. And
grandiose, grandiose. Grandiose.
Exactly. That's it. And it's like you going around, you expecting people to continuously allow you to behave this way with no checks and balance. And the moment you try to, you're hating on me. Well, just because she don't know the definition of the word hate doesn't mean that she should be void of accountability. That's not the same thing here. And you can
absolutely
hear her supporters start parroting the same nonsense. It's like, who would hate on someone like her? She's going to prison. There's nothing to hate on.
Let me also add.
No one hates her because she's going to prison.
Yeah. Let me also add. I think because she wasn't willing to listen to criticism, constructive or otherwise, she did set up a situation where she wasn't really in tune with. People have said she can't read the room. She needs to know how to read the room. And a lot of people said, well, because she has set up this idea that anybody that's saying anything about me is a quote unquote hater or whatever like that. It could be constructive criticism, and a lot of it, if you go back to the earlier meetings, was just constructive. Like, why are we doing all these videos? Like, she would do a video montage and it's like drag it out. Like, why are you doing this? So those kind of things festered into the just outright vitriolic pushback, because people are like, you're not listening. And if you just listen when we say, hey, we don't need a video montage of all the things that you're doing that you think are cool, like, let's move on from that. So because of that, I think she set herself in a position where she wasn't able to hear constructive criticism. And we're like, how did you get here? A lot of people are saying, like, how did she get here? Well, I think that how she got here is simple. She ignored criticism. And I think you got to be willing to accept criticism. Sometimes we all get criticized when, if you haven't stepped on a scale in a while, you're going to get criticized. If you try on your winter clothes, your summer clothes, you're about to get criticized. Now, if you're willing to listen to said criticism, you might make some adjustments, and that criticism will go away, and that shirt will fit properly. However, if you're not, you're just going to go buy a bigger shirt and just keep on moving and keep lying to yourself. And next thing you know, you'll be like, how did I get into the shirt this size? Well, because you're not listening to criticism.
Yeah.
And it's such that nature. So go ahead.
It kind of goes back to what I'm saying about, if I'm not diagnosing her, but if it's true narcissism, they're not able to take any criticism. They can't do any reflection. They can't self-reflect or be introspective at all, because again, that's a defense mechanism. It's my ego. I got to put up that shield, and this is what keeps me going. for me to say I'm great, I'm wonderful, everything I'm doing is great and wonderful, and I can't even consider that I would have a flaw. That's how I function. And if you try to strip that away from me, I don't even know what that would just be. I don't know, like what kind of breakdown would that be for the narcissist if someone stripped away those defense mechanisms? Who would they be? I think it's a lot of insecurity there underneath, behind it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so this is how they function. You know, you can't, if you take in those criticisms, it's destruction. And that's probably what started happening to her at the end, while we didn't see her and she got quiet and nobody knew where she was, because she just couldn't, it kind of all came down on her at one point. Because now I see, even I'm on the news saying, I'm going to be victorious and everything's going to be great. And you'll see, I'm going to win. And then, no, that didn't happen. So, yeah.
I don't know if she really believed that, though. We might have to, I don't know. We watched behind the scenes. We watched that last video she did. And I want a body language expert. I want a body language expert to look at the first video Tiffany did on election day and that very last video, and tell me if what I'm seeing is correct. Because up here, I'm watching somebody that really is putting on the show, really faking the funk, super faking the funk. She looking at the camera, she talking lots of mad trash. By the end, she looking over to the side like, yeah, we're about to win.
She's come down.
I'm about to win. we're gonna have a great night. We're gonna talk about the stuff that we're gonna do. And she's even speaking in plural, and nobody's there with her. I really want a body language expert to look at that and just tell me, am I seeing that? Because I don't think she believed it. But go ahead.
Maybe there was somebody there with her.
Girl, I ain't mess with you.
We just don't.
The camera person was there, right?
Right.
No.
Well, that's true.
No. Think deeper.
She got some voices in her head.
Right, them others in her head. Y'all are wild.
Mike
Let's
and Jim and them.
What? Buttermilk made a comment. What was that comment? Tiffany wants everyone to love her and her only.
That's fair.
But it's true. But I think even if they don't like her and they outwardly say that they don't like her, she still receives that as some form of love.
That's probably more true than false. I'll accept that.
I think it goes both ways. She loves that. She loves the love and she loves the hate. And I say that because whenever she would get on her high horse at the meetings and start talking about I'm clickbait, you make yourself clickbait.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you play the part of someone that needs to be clickbaited.
Right. She plays the role of a Bond villain very well.
Yes.
It tried to criticize, the news on the day of the election. Y'all been painting me in the bad light for 4 years, but you put yourself out there. No one would have known who you were if you hadn't been so boisterous about all of this. You put yourself out there. All we did was pay attention. We just started watching. And
right. That's all we did.
Believe how you were bold and audacious with this, spending money on lavish trips and all this nonsense, and not being able to give over an invoice or a receipt that shows a transaction. Look at a transaction,
right.
not
just
you
a transaction. That's all we wanted.
And it's a blank piece of paper. That's not a receipt. Everything can't be called a receipt. So she put herself out there, presented herself like this to the world, and now the world is watching. And it's like, don't look at me when it's something bad. Only look at me when it's good. That's not how it works.
Not how it works.
Paying attention all the time.
Well, I have a question too.
Yeah,
I have a quick question. And this is no offense, no shade to anybody in the comments that's watching that's young in a position of some type of power. But do you guys think that her age, because she's like the youngest person, had some kind of effect or played a role in this whole thing? I just had like personal experiences where, like, you have a supervisor, let's say, and they're younger than you. You see this like overcompensation of, I have to show that I'm in charge or I'm in power because I'm young and people aren't taking me seriously. Do you guys think her age played a role at all? Because I kind of been thinking about that. I think it may have, but you guys tell me what you think.
I disagree.
There's been a lot of young people in power that didn't do what she did.
Yeah, she's
and I
40.
might be the same age, and I would.
Her birthday is June 18th. She's 41 years old.
She's 41. Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't think that now. I think there's a maturity level. We could have a maturity issue, but I don't think it's like a chronological. How many times she's gone on a circuit around the sun issue? I think it's more of a how many times does she actually listen to an adult, partnered with older people to be mentored? Those guys, they listen to advice, taking correction, been told no and accepted it. Those things. So I don't think it's an age thing, because I know some very wise, astute 20-year-olds.
Right.
And I know some bona fide clowns that happen to be 51.
Yeah.
I'm talking about myself.
I just think because that was made such a thing. Like, I'm the youngest one, youngest mayor, youngest this, youngest that. So I don't know. I just didn't know if that was like in her mind. Yeah, I have to prove something because I'm the youngest of everybody. I don't know.
I think so. The problem is she rode that horse too long.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how long you gonna keep?
Right, how long you gonna say this? Because after a while, you're no longer the youngest. Like she was, in fact, one of the youngest trustees. That is true. But after a little while, you're gonna age, and that is no longer going to be a marquee banner that you can ride on. It's like, if you were the prom king or the homecoming queen, and you still got that banner hanging up in your door at your house, you're like, sir, aren't you like 50 now? Like, what's going on here? Like, let it go. Let it go.
Even Lil Bow Wow dropped Little off his name.
Even Lil Bow Wow. Now, he should have dropped some of the debauchery out of his life, but I digress.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Point is saying that, she still has this, need to prove something. Age aside, I think that's still applicable though, with her feeling like I got to prove I'm the big dog, up in here. And it's like, no, you don't. You just need to prove that you're competent and you can do the job. That's it. Whatever you can't do, you get wisdom and guidance on it to help you to be constantly in the state of learning and not feel like you've reached this point where you've arrived and no one can teach you anything anymore. So that's a matter of mindset and maturity. But to your point, if she does go around feeling like she's got to prove a point to somebody, whoever that is, whatever one voice in her head, I guess.
Jason Graf Burgundy's comment.
Yeah.
Right here.
Go up. One more comment.
I'm sorry, Love Bug. Fred Hampton was 21. Malcolm X was 37. Absolutely. I was doing the math. She was probably about 28, 27 when she became a trustee, and that was true then. That was true. She probably was the youngest trustee, and I agree. Only problem is now you're 41. Let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let it go.
It's not an excuse. You get older, but you should be getting wiser and
wiser.
It should be,
and not just be stuck in this 20-something-year-old mentality. Like, grow up. So,
but the thing about age coming with wisdom, you need to hang around wise people in order for that wisdom to set in.
Yeah.
She's not with anybody that's wise.
Yeah. Or study wisdom too is another one.
We need some shots fired up in here. Oh man. Hold on, I got one for you though. No. I got one for you. Because you dropping that truth like that. I got one for you.
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
I don't have that on my soundboard.
Well, there you go. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Okay, we got. You know what? We actually have a video that we're supposed to be watching, y'all.
Okay, all right.
Let's get this back.
So before you start,
Regina's been frozen for like 20 minutes. Bless her.
Alicia went live. She might be at the shift thing.
Oh,
go ahead.
Okay. Let's get done.
And who's on the losing end there? Residents.
You've done a great job putting them, I think, I'll just go ahead and say it, front and center in all your reports. Certainly in the documentary, you profile several residents who have had to deal with whatever you want to call what's going on in Dolton and in Thornton Township lately. I want to ask, why do you care about this story so much? You have stayed late so many nights, not just last night. You've worked on your off days, holidays. This has been a pretty much 24/7 thing for you. Why this story?
That's a good question. I grew up 4 miles away in Harvey. I grew up 4 miles away, very familiar with the community. I still have family who live in the south suburbs, and I think the Southland gets ignored a lot in coverage from, news stations. I mean, we're not the North Shore, we're not downtown, we're not Lincoln Park. It's the Southland where a lot of minorities live, and the Southland is suffering. I think about why my parents went there in the first place. They were living on the south side of Chicago. They wanted someplace affordable, someplace safe to raise their kids. The Southland was it, but the Southland is suffering. Property taxes are sky high. There's no industry there. There is no industry. They're suffering from unemployment, no jobs. And so I said, you know what? I grew up in this community. I owe it to the people who live there and to my family that still lives there to try and bring some attention to what is happening in the Southland.
Just the mere bringing attention to it. What have residents told you about just getting coverage on this stuff? What do they say?
Last night, just being out, it was hard to do my story because so many people were coming up to me, hugging me, thanking me. They're like, we did it. But, I just wanted to shine a light on what's happening there. I didn't do anything. I just wanted to shine a light. The people, the voters, they walk the walk, they talk the talk, they walk the walk. But in the end, here's what I'll say is that Dolton, what's happening there is not alone. It's happening in several other Southland communities and nobody's watching. It's not on Lori Lightfoot to monitor or to take an active role in what's happening in Dolton and other communities because she's been asked to do investigations like she did in Dolton and other communities. That is well and fine. But I think the Illinois legislature, the governor, they need to take a look at what is happening in other South suburban communities.
On the state level, what have they said about what they should, shouldn't, can't do? What position have they taken?
We asked Governor Pritzker flat out a few months ago, what could he do to help Dolton? What is his thoughts about Dolton? And he said, Lori's got it taken care of. With all due respect, Governor, Lori has no subpoena powers.
Right. She's
a former federal prosecutor. She conducted an investigation. He could do more as governor. The legislature, they could do more. These residents, they were frustrated because they had written so many letters. We saw the letters to Kwame Raoul, to the governor, to other lawmakers, just trying to get somebody to pay attention to them, to listen to them. And you know what we did, Alex? We came in, we listened.
When you think about what...
Yeah, I'm gonna stop for a second because I let it go a little longer than I anticipated. Anybody want to jump in on that? What she said about the industry or lack thereof? What she said about... Go ahead.
When I'm in Illinois and when they... I remember seeing the segment of them being at it was some kind of meeting that the governor was holding or some type of press, what do you call it? Press
conference.
Press conference. And someone asked about the situation in Dolton. And, and that's exactly what he said. The former mayor, Lori Lightfoot, is handling it. I'm sure she'll do whatever she needs to do. And I'm like, but you're the governor.
You're the governor.
Lori Lightfoot has absolutely no power in this situation. Now she might have connections because she was a prosecutor, I believe, with the feds. But you're the governor. Do something. It was frustrating, and this was like I want to say May after Lori took over. So that was about May or June. And it was shortly thereafter when he made that comment. And I was like, now you're starting to act like a billionaire.
Yep, take care.
Because he is a billionaire.
Billionaire, or I want to say something that might be controversial. I don't know, but
I don't want to say it.
We all
think.
You want me to give you a big screen?
Yeah, give a big screen. There you go.
I think since 2020. Some people scared. People like him are scared. Scared to go against somebody like Tiffany. It's almost like when you go, I want to use another analogy from the Fannie Willis case. The judge there, before I knew he wasn't going to take her off the case. I was like, he's down with BLM. He gave it to her campaign. He drank the Kool-Aid. He's not going to remove her. He does not want to be the one that removes a Black woman. So people who've drank that Kool-Aid, like himself, he's not gonna say anything. Oh yeah, let Lori do it because Lori has the complexion, in his opinion, to handle it. Yes, that's my controversial opinion. I said it. There you go.
Lori ain't got no complexion for nothing.
But see, I think to the point that she's making though, he has, because it will be perceived. You got to think about how will it be written. White male mayor. I mean governor. Forgive me. Removes black female mayor.
First black female mayor.
Yep. Of a predominantly black community. That's how it'll be written.
That wanted her gone.
I could see that. However, the predominantly black community wants him to come and do the work.
I agree, but remember, a lot of people. This will be when they open up that newspaper, when they see that website. This will be their introduction to this situation, and that's all they'll know. And again, it'll hit Black Twitter, and Black Twitter don't pay no attention. They just will run with it, and I mean, come on. They'll just run with it and won't do any due diligence. And we already see this in the Joy Reid case. Because remember, they removed Joy Reid because of racism, even though they replaced her with a black woman. But they don't talk about that part. They removed Joy Reid because of racism, but they replaced her with another black woman, but we ain't gonna say nothing. So they already know it'll get in the zeitgeist and it'll just run. And nobody will do the research and check back on those things. So that's what I think. Go ahead.
Well, I know that it would.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I know it would be sensational. However, I think in this situation, because Tiffany was nationwide, I mean, American or whatever, America, everybody knew what was going on.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get
into some of the sensationalism out of the headline.
I'm trying to get you into his thinking though. Right?
I'm trying
to get people into his thinking. Why wouldn't this governor step in and do something? Why is he a lame duck? I don't think it's just because he's a billionaire. I think it could be something deeper there.
Oh no, it's definitely deeper, but not what you're thinking.
Okay. I can understand her point because I mean he's political. Afraid of that backlash of being.
It's not even backlash. It's not even backlash. It's
I don't think he may have would have caught it that much, but if you get. I mean, the fact that he was even scared to speak about it is problematic.
Let me hip y'all up to something.
Okay, hit me up on some game. Drop us on. Come on.
Wait a minute, let me get my magnifying glass. Go ahead.
This is Illinois. They don't care.
Let me ask you a question. I think you wild, Chicago. Let me throw a proposition.
That man is a billionaire. He is really not worried about what anybody thinks.
That's fine. That's fine. But let me just ask. Let me propose something to you.
Go ahead.
Tiffany is not Tiffany. She's Samantha. Okay. She's a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
Dolton is not Dolton. It's white people land. There's a lot of white people. No longer. But Samantha's behaving just like Tiffany. Same thing. B better have my money, Tahoes, all that kind of stuff. Everything that Tiffany's done is just done by a white woman.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Pritzker would have batted an eye if y'all were writing letters and calling and marching up to his house and all that kind of stuff on the news, all that kind of stuff, would have batted an eye to remove Samantha?
Well,
it sounds like yes. Sounds like yes.
I can't answer that because we actually did have a mayor. Was she the mayor? It was a woman in Cicero, a politician in Cicero, Illinois, which is in Cook County, same areas. Yes. And
just say it with me. Come on, say it with me, everybody.
She got indicted, convicted, and went to prison.
See, you see what I'm saying? Come on now, thank you.
Wow.
Exactly.
So that's why I can't say he would or wouldn't, because we actually had someone that was in the same vein as Tiffany. And
she was a white woman.
But I think, but see, you're making Tiffany's point. That's the point that she made. So
the governor had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Do you think that there would have been any of this delays? I think what Epiphany's trying to say. Do you think that they would have had any problem? Do you think they would have had this issue with the recall if it had been Samantha? Do you think they would have had any of these shenanigans? Do you think that the AG would have come in beforehand if it had been Samantha? I think that's what. Am I right, Epiphany? Feel free to jump in.
Yes,
that's what I think. That's what she's saying.
Okay, well maybe it's
I mean,
going over my
like I
head.
said, I do understand because I actually reacted to that. I did a video about it last year, and I called him a
Mm.
pearhead, and I was like, this pearhead of a governor, just just ignoring, just glossing over
That's a
this.
period.
He's shaped
Not
just
the
like a pear.
Not the period.
He's shaped
I'm
just like
laughing
a pear.
because he does have a head like a bulldog. His head
Yeah.
is huge.
That's okay. Hold on. I gotta look this
Thank
up. I'm gonna pull.
You
Let
got
me
pull
here.
him up. He looked just like a pear.
All right. Why are y'all like this, man? Why are y'all like this? Here, let's let this go.
This right now.
Y'all
I'm
gonna
gonna
get
pull
on
up
my
Illinois
nerves, though.
mayor.
I said he don't care. He doesn't care, and then I'm like,
He
it's
might
sad
not
because
have favor with me right now, but get off
he
my
probably don't
governor.
like me. He like Lady Luck Club is the worst. Yep.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
But
Okay, I'm
I
gonna look
say,
him up while
yeah,
y'all are
he
doing
big
this.
Oh,
What lessons this might have. I mean, Illinois, I don't know how many times we deal with accusations of this politician or allegations. I mean, here we are. When you think about what lesson this might serve to residents, to other elected officials, what are you taking away from this case specifically? Because this has been, in my view, one of the craziest we've seen lately.
Two things. In 2021, when Tiffany Henyard was elected, you had about 2,500 people out of 16,000 registered voters who voted. Number one, you have to vote. You can't complain if you don't vote. You have a voice.
Yep.
People died for your right to vote. You have to get out there and vote, even if it is an off-year election. You have to vote. Number two, you have to go to those village meetings, those city meetings.
Show up.
You have to show up. Some people ask me, how do things happen in a community? How do liquor stores show up? Why are liquor stores there? Why is a smoke shop there? Did you go to the village board meeting? Did you go to the city council meeting? And this is a lesson I take on myself because I think, man, I'm so busy. I can't get to the school board meeting. I can't get to my village board meeting. But you know what makes me want to go? When I see what happened in Dolton, I need to find a way to get to those meetings.
I don't know if I've ever been to a meeting outside of work.
There you
We go for work, but yeah, I'm right there with you. It's a little bit more civic participation can go a long way.
A long way.
All right, so we're sitting here now the day after the election.
Yeah.
Is this a breath of fresh air for Dolton? Is this a new day? I just, overall, you've covered Dolton, you've covered Thornton Township, you've covered Tiffany Henyard for almost 2 years, almost 7 days a week, it feels like. Sitting here today after the election, what is your one takeaway from this story?
Well, last night, Jason House, the trustee who won the Democratic primary, he said this is a new day for Dolton. And all the residents I kept talking to, they kept saying this is a breath of fresh air. This is something new. This is the future. We're going to move forward. Lori Lightfoot said, hey, if a new administration possibly comes in, they can right the ship. They can get back to good government. They can bring Dolton back. And I think this may be an opportunity to do that. This may be the opportunity she's talking about. Because right now it's in the red, but she says, things can come back. We can bring this community back with the new administration, and here it is.
Last, really quick, you had a fantastic documentary to educate over 1 million people, at least, about what's happening in Dolton. Is there going to be a part 2?
People always ask me that. Alex, the part 2 for me is in the community where I come from in Harvey.
Yeah.
I get so many people writing to me, you need to take the same look you took at Dolton, you need to look at Harvey. And so my next focus will be looking at other communities, Harvey, Calumet City, other communities where they say they're having the same problems, Sauk Village. I want to shine a light. I want to talk to those residents. I want to be the person who listens. My sister called me and she said, you need to change your title, not Regina Waldrop, General Assignment Reporter, Regina Waldrop, the People's Reporter.
I like that title. Regina Waldrop, the People's Reporter. Thank you so much for joining us on The Takeaway. I love talking with you about this. And I know you're going right back out to do more reporting today. So thank you for spending time here with us today.
You're welcome, Alex.
All right. Jump on in, ladies. What y'all got?
Oh, man. That was good. This is my first time watching that. I think the bulk of it is that there's a huge relief on Dolton, and people are just able to see the light on things. And I think one of the things she said that I've been saying forever is, exercise your right to vote. I mean, just a mere 60 years ago, the Voting Rights Act was passed.
Right.
People were hosed down and, having to protest and bitten by dogs and wrongly arrested. And some even lost their life, and harmed and hurt over the right to vote that was passed in 1965, just 60 years ago. And so to not vote and then to have a complaint about everything, it's, hypocritical and disingenuous. And I think, just the major things that we always have to be mindful of no matter where you are. There are the corruption everywhere, and it's like a plague. You're seeing something new with some mayor somewhere, or councilman or governor just getting beside themselves, and it's almost hard to keep up because it's happening so often.
It is.
And then they're becoming more emboldened and empowered because they got way too many people making excuses. Way too many people allowing them to just kind of do that and to display this behavior, and no checks and balance. And it takes an act of God to get rid of those people, but the ones that are good, that might make a mistake, they're gone in 2 seconds. But it's look how long it took to get rid of her. So I think that's the biggest part of this, is that they tried to get rid of her. They didn't. It was some technical issues, and now this is the only way that was left, other than another recall. But this is the quick, way that was left to do it, and they're finally relieved of her. And I think it's a breath of fresh air. It really is.
Yeah,
I like it. Ladies, either one?
I agree. Go ahead, Tiffany. Go ahead.
You sure? No, I was just going to say, I think that one of the rising stars that came out of this was Regina W. She really did her thing on these documentaries, and how she's, her reporting. I think she said something about like the People's Reporter. I think we want to rebrand her to Super Reporter. How about that? So she really did a good job. She did a good job on that. Her exposés that she did of it. I also think that it brought their community together. That was a good thing that came out of it. Somebody said trauma bonded in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that what happened with her actually highlights a much bigger issue that we had in our nation. I go back to my original statements that in 2020, if a lot of people don't know, we had a race war, right? And so a lot of things shifted and changed based on that. If you look at how she came into the position, was the supervisor. I think she was appointed to that. The guy who appointed her never even did his research. It was just, I don't want to say certain things, but
no, he said it in the interview that they wanted somebody young, female that was Black. Or he said woman of color. I think
Trustee Gonzalez.
Trustee Gonzalez said. So yeah, I mean he said it. He said he realized soon after he messed up, but the water was already under the bridge. So
he said he didn't know what was going on in Dolton,
which is crazy work.
To not know that that's happening. But this is my pet peeve that I have that makes me feel passionate towards this whole saga that happened, that made me tune into it and be all invested, even though I live thousands of miles away, is the whole idea of DEI, which I believe stands for discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination. The whole idea of that is based on the fact of what happened in 2020 and them just pushing people out into positions of power because of their skin color. And I think as African-American, Black people, however we want to label ourselves, that we should be the most offended by that. That you're not going to put the best of us out there. You're going to put a face out there just because of their skin color, but not with the qualifications, not with the education. I mean, she has a degree, which I don't understand, not able to speak. It was a mess. Her attitude, her demeanor, but you made her the face. Why? So anyway, it's just something that I don't agree with. I don't think that we need affirmative action or DEI. I think that we're competent. I think that we are smart. We're educated, a lot of us, and we can rise to prominence and power without somebody just throwing us into a position, especially somebody like her, that just really came and messed a lot of things up. It was not a good look. It was awful. And I'm so glad that they are free. But I think that this was a good thing that came out of it, that now it's shining the light on local government. Go participate in your local government. A lot of people ignore the local government, and we're all focused on the presidential race and everything that's happening there, while things are happening all around you in your community. You have no idea. what's going on. So it was so many things that came out of this that were good, while it was a nightmare for those people for 4 years. So that's my little take on it, and that's all I'll say.
I love it. Thank you so much. Either one, anybody else? I thought that was a good interview. I'm glad that we watched it. I had a good time checking it out.
I'll let
Looks like
Red go. I'm gonna say something, but I'll let Red go. I think she wants
go ahead,
to say
Red.
something.
Well, I did like that. I watched it earlier when you sent the link, and I agreed with a lot of what Regina was saying. Her reason for pursuing it, being from the area. I'm from the west suburbs, Dolton and Harvey, those areas, South Holland. That's the south suburbs. I'm probably about 15 minutes from the outer limits of the west side of Chicago. Dalton is literally, this is Chicago, this is Dolton. You just walk across the street. So I grew up differently in a different space. When we got this house, I was 1 year old, and it was nothing but white folks here. The South Side has always been more mixed as far as ethnicities. A lot of what came from the south suburbs had a lot to do with the steel mills in Indiana and in the southern area of Chicago. So you had a lot of people moving from the city into Chicago. So when Regina is talking, I know where she's coming from when she talks about that area. Tiffany is just the gift that keeps on giving. Regina can probably retire from NBC if she wants to. And she can make talking about Tiffany.
She buying a Hellcat. She's buying a Hellcat. Really? I'm telling you.
And you know that I had forgotten my thought earlier, but now that I just said that, I remember now. Tiffany proved to me every day how ignorant she was and how just slow she was, because while she kept telling everybody that she was clickbait, if you know you're clickbait, then why aren't you using your own self to make a profit from you? People will click onto you and listen to you, but never once did you ever think to make a YouTube page, anything, Twitter.
Yeah, she did.
Nothing.
She did.
I'm not Twitter. TikTok. It never dawned on her.
No, I think it did. I'm only going to say no. She knew that she needed to have a TikTok. She knew she needed to have a Twitter, and of course, she had a YouTube channel she already had existing. Then she started a new one 2 weeks ago for the receipts. Right, but I think the problem is
videos are on there.
Somebody mentioned earlier, and I just got to say it again. She didn't have anybody around her, wise people around her. She didn't have anybody around her, and I don't think she had anybody around her. Let's just tell the truth. So I don't think she had anybody around her that actually knew how to work social media and capitalize it and maximize it in a way that, as you're saying, Epiphany, she's not able to do that because you don't get the right kind of people around you. You're not going to be successful out here.
But she's young.
She's a youth. She's a youth.
But
you're not going to be successful out here in these streets by yourself. You're not going to be successful out here in these YouTube streets or even the suburbs of YouTube by yourself. You do need to be with people who can help you because you don't know everything. There's no way.
Or people that cared about her, because people were around her, but it would seem like it was people that were just leeching off of whatever she could give them.
Fair.
Right. Whatever she was paying them, the boyfriend that she's paying $300,000 or something salary.
Right. $100,000. Her married boyfriend.
But there were actually people that really wanted her to do better, to be the best Tiffany that she could be. When Nikita was her chief of staff, Nikita really wanted her to blow up and be what Nikita thought that she was. But as time went on and Tiffany started to show who Tiffany really was, Nikita had to pull back. It was like, wait a minute, I just had a heart attack and you telling me that I need to take my medicine the next time so that I can still be able to be available to you? Disgusting. No, ma'am. That's disgusting. No, ma'am. And the same with Fania. Fania was in a relationship with her where it was very familiar and almost sisterly or young auntie.
Yeah, she said she looked up to her. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for her to do that to Fania, it's like, you don't know how to treat people.
She don't. She don't value any
And
relationship at all.
no. And
No.
I feel like she's very male identified. She seems to respect the men more than she respects the women. And it's usually the men who disrespect her that she respects the most.
Yep.
And that's problematic.
Yeah. I was gonna say one thing, a couple things rather. One thing that I wish it wasn't the case like this, especially when it comes to these programs like DEI and affirmative action, because you have one or two that gets in and they just make it look bad for a whole bunch.
For everybody,
You
right?
may have opportunities where, I went to an HBCU as well, and you might have opportunities where you
Which
have
one did you go
smart,
to?
intelligent Spelman College.
Come on now. You gotta say the thing was a little bit of say that thing. Come on now.
Spelman
Come on.
College. I went to
One of
Spelman.
my
I
good
was
girlfriends
blessed.
went to Spelman. Her
Yeah,
husband went to
very
Morehouse.
The
blessed. Very
house.
blessed. So
The
Jason's my Morehouse
house.
brother. But one of the things that just having gone there and having come out with the opportunity to have some, programs available throughout school and even after, you have this tight market, where if you just get the opportunity, if you can get your foot in the door, you can prove that you prove your worth. You can prove and go in and
Absolutely.
show that you're competent. Those programs were supposed to be for that, and you get people like her to get into this. All these corrupt mayors and all these people who are being voted in because they're black that go in and they take the whole image of it all, and it messes it up for everyone else. So you might have some very competent, smart people who just need to get the foot in the door, but by the time you get to that, you got to go through 20 rotten eggs to get to that good one. People are sick of it. Like we're sick of people like Tiffany and the mayor in Chicago, the one in South Fulton. We're sick of them. We're all
Right,
sick
right,
of them.
right.
So, it's like, now we'll get rid of this stuff if it means getting rid of the incompetent ones that shouldn't be in this position. And that's sad. It's sad to say, because what about these kids who really are in areas where they might not be able to get opportunities readily made available to them, based on competency and intelligence and the fact that they can do the job and they're very competent, and smart and willing to learn. But yet these chances are cut off for them because you got all these other goons that just ruined it for everybody. And then another thing that I like what she said, what Regina said, is that she can only report on so much. I think she was one or two reporters that was really there consistently in the community, and
Oh,
there were people that were just calling out for help, and the best way to get it was to get YouTubers involved, people outside looking in that had a platform and that can help push out the message. And when you start hearing some people have issue with that, I have an issue with outsiders coming in. Well, it took outsiders to come in and shine a light on this to help bring attention to it, to get to a point where the world started watching even the more now and start seeing what was really going on. Leave it to this mayor honey. She would have lied like hell all over the place, like lied every day, all over his social media, and every video she put up, she was lying. You go out here on a squabble with a radio station, she's lying. Every time she talks, she's lying. And who's there to help shed the truth? And you got people in the community that's like, listen, we need some more attention brought to this, because we're trying here to get this out, but no one's listening. The governor's not listening. You got other
that's
mayors.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
got people who are not listening. And now here we are. We got to go out. Now we got to go to YouTube. We got to go to social media. You got to go to people who have these platforms and have an audience that can help spread the message. That's something she at least recognized. And it's just delightful to hear, especially when I know I've gotten commentary and correspondence and emails saying, thank you, Lady Luck, for you and all these great YouTubers out here putting out information, putting out the truth, and helping people to understand what's going on behind the scenes. And she had a lot of people who were willing to sit and make excuses for her, and just, it's irritating. It's like, why are you doing that? Did she pay your rent?
Oh no.
No, she's not paying your rent. Okay, well, you don't owe her anything.
Doggone.
Yeah,
Oh
it's like,
man,
what do you
She
owe her?
kicking her low. You kicking low tonight.
Hey,
shots fired! Shots fired!
it's like she's not paying your bills. So what do you owe her? You know, just
Mhm.
you owe her nothing. So if you're not gonna tell her the truth, if you're not gonna be genuine and honest, then you're being disingenuous and just
For sure.
willing to just make excuses all the time. This is how you get here in this point where the community, your neighbors, are having to go out and say, we got to get this word out here. Let's go on Hannibal's Hungry and pick book lessons and O'Shea do Jack's people that got 100,000 plus followers. Get this out here because the people around her aren't really telling her the truth. She's not telling the truth. We don't have enough media presence here. How else are we going to get this message out? So Regina recognized that, and it just feels good to hear, and it's reassuring in knowing member of the media, of the press, recognize the work and the contributions of, simple peasants like myself that were not born there, but can at least have
Peasants.
videos
That's
and
crazy.
information put up to help people understand this is what they're fighting for, and this is what they're crying out for help for, and here's why, and this is what we should do to help them. So it was just a blessing to hear that from Regina. It really was.
Okay. All right. I got a question for you from the panel. Question for the panel. What do you think is the worst thing Tiffany has done? Chicago?
Become mayor. Became
Okay.
mayor.
She said
Break many
become
laws.
mayor.
She's still in direct criminal contempt of court. Let's not forget that. People keep forgetting that. She's in direct criminal contempt of court. That's a whole thing.
Okay.
So-
Whoa. Sorry.
Well, a few things, right?
Yeah,
It said, what's the worst thing? Sorry. I done totally.
Sorry. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
It's too many things to name,
There you
but
FBI investigation.
but I probably would have said her stealing the money, like her spending like the $40,000 on Amazon with no accountability, no receipts. So she always talking about receipts, but we don't have receipts for that. But now, since Jason did his breakdown video of the song, I think that could be the worst thing because I didn't even pick up on some of these nuances that was in that song about the Vegas and the top, like you're marketing this SA victim story. That to me probably was like the lowest. I probably wouldn't even picked up on that. But when you pointed that out, it was like Vegas. Like, wait a minute, what happened in Vegas? Which is supposed to be what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It didn't stay in Vegas. She put it in a song.
She put in a song.
That's the whole reason Jedediah is involved because of Vegas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So her doing that, like where you're literally making light of someone's trauma. I think that might be the worst of the worst that she could have done.
Someone who looked at you as a mentor.
Yeah.
But you love the youth.
Yeah.
The youth.
Any situation where she really hurt people, a lot of people that were like, she really, affected my family in this way. I forgot. I was reminded last week. I said in a video I did a couple days ago about the $500 tickets. They were writing out the police. But right now I'm like, you have no idea how bad you hurt families. You're talking about food boxes. You were writing out tickets. People have to go to court, inundating the courts with $500 tickets.
Oh yeah, that's right. She did that.
I mean,
Yeah,
those things just really impacts families that are struggling, living check to check, and they got to sit here and worry about $500 for a ticket.
Yeah. And then she's saying, "You better have my money" on the song.
And let me tell you how crazy it was. The place, where the $500 tickets were, where the people were getting hit the hardest and the most, was at Italian Fiesta. It's a pizza place. It's in this little plaza. It's probably 4 viable businesses in that space. So the parking lot is usually empty. Nobody's there. Italian Fiesta probably has the most business. They usually park right in front of Italian Fiesta. Now it does say fire lane. It does say that. However, the people get out of their car, they run in, come right back out. Maybe 5 minutes.
Get tickets from being in the lane.
In the fire lane.
But in the business establishment that they're supporting the town, the economy, the businesses, like you said, it's only about 4 viable businesses, and they're supporting. You should make some parking for them. Maybe that's what you want to invest some money in, some better parking for the people to get in and out of the businesses and stimulate the economy.
Plaza. It's parking. It's plenty of parking, but because there's nobody there, they just park.
It's
right
the run-in
there.
factor. Yeah.
It's exactly.
It's a run-in factor.
It's a lot of parking spaces. It's a gas station right on the corner. There's a grocery store that has very subpar, probably food pantry food in the grocery store. Nobody's there.
But
I bet you there's a liquor store. I bet you there's a liquor store.
Like $500.
There is not a liquor store.
Oh no, it's not. Oh no.
So I don't know if you all remember last year during the summertime, she was trying to have a party at the school, at the high school.
Yep.
And she called the principal, and the principal told her she couldn't have the party. So she couldn't do it on the school grounds. She did it in the street because she had jurisdiction on the street. She didn't have jurisdiction at the school. So the lot that I'm talking about is literally cat corner to the school.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's the school is on the northwest corner. The parking lot is on the southeast corner.
Wow.
Right across.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's where the people were getting the $500 tickets.
That's crazy. Here, let's take Buttermilk's question. Oh, we about to say something, friend?
I was saying the $500 is so insane. That's beyond a normal parking ticket.
Yeah, that's out of control.
That's crazy.
And
They don't
given the
even
fact
charge
that
that much. They don't even charge that much for handicap. You park in a handicap spot.
it's two.
I don't know they charge that much for that.
I don't think so either.
It's crazy.
All right, here we go real quick.
Okay.
Was Tiffany's appearance on Roland Martin one of her biggest mistakes?
Yes.
I don't even know what she was wearing. what she was wearing.
I remember her hair was straight.
Mhm.
But she lied so much. It's like, girl,
It's lying.
you're literally on video saying the exact opposite of what you're saying now.
Correct.
Yeah.
So why you always lying?
Lying.
I think I got that meme, but
Oh
Super
my
liar.
God.
Super
I don't
liar.
have it. Sorry.
Oh my God. Hey, what's my catchphrase for her? Can I say it? Please let me say it.
What you
Come on,
say?
DWC. Give me one. Let me say it
What?
one time for the one time. One time
Go ahead and say it one time for the
Stupid.
I knew that's what it was.
sensation. All right,
Somebody
sensational.
Somebody said super heavy tongue.
I call her stupid mare.
So I think, and I will say, and I've said this before, I think Tiffany really benefits from people not doing their research. So we'll go back to Chris Gonzalez, no research. Roland Martin, research lacking. Angela Yee, research still loading. Going on the breakfast, I mean, she ain't going to Breakfast Club, I'm sorry. What's the girl's name? Cleopatra. Again, no research. Her homegirl on intellectual radio, no research. Again, she really benefits. And when she would have fumbled, would have been like on the David Seaton show. He was well versed. He was steeped into this shenanigans. She would have had a hard time with him. She would have had a hard time. But she seems to do very well when people don't do their research pertaining to her, or they just, or maybe just say, let's just have her on because she's a mayor in the community, whatever, without any due diligence. And it just seems like that's so to the point that the question of, I don't think it was the biggest mistake. I think it was just a reflection of who actually she is and why it is. Matter of fact, we know that she doesn't do well with people who are prepared, because remember the first interview she did after the whole Vegas trip with the guy from WGN, he had all the receipts. He knew all the questions to ask her. That was the last time she ever did an open conversation with a newscaster. Everything else was no answer, no question, no habla inglés, nothing.
I already answered your question. Next question.
Right.
Like, girl, you
Yeah.
didn't answer anything. What
Any more
reality you in
questions?
again? She's not here on Earth. She's not here.
Yeah. So
Have you all
to that,
seen the video on Dolton Politics? I forgot who. Was it just Nails? I forgot who posted it, but they did a kind of like a video montage of all of her lies. And when one lie was told, they would show that clip of the video where the guy
All
asks
her
her about
lies?
Vegas, and she goes,
oh, let me see that real quick. My goodness,
I
that's going to be a long video.
Sound like
That's going to be a long video. Did you send it to me? You said?
I think I sent that to you. Did I
Send
send it to you?
send it to me again. Email.
Oh.
Just send it to me again.
Let's do
I'm
it.
telling you.
That's a reaction to that one. Next time.
We'll do it right now. We'll do it right now. But
Well, I'm gonna have to go and dip out, you guys. But I thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Epiphany. Hey, before you leave, though, Epiphany, I want to encourage everybody to please go to Epiphany Faith and Politics channel. I'm not going to ask you to go over there and subscribe. I'm going to ask you to go over and watch her content. Her link is in the description. Please go over and check out what she's doing. And I believe that she's going to earn your subscription. But I want you to first just go over and check out what she's doing. Watch 2 or 3 or 10 or 20 videos. Leave a little green heart when you watch them in the comment section. But even more than that, I mean, of course, subscribe eventually. But just go check out what she's doing. Thank you so much for coming on. We love having you on. You're always welcome whenever. Shoot me an email if you want to do a project, whatever like that. Love it. So thank you so much, Epiphany, for coming through tonight.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
You got it. Take care, friend. All right. Did you send it to me, friend?
I'm pulling it up. Hold on. I had to get to it.
Can I ask one question? Can you please play that video of her outside the school when she was trying to get into school and trying to pretend like the doors were locked? Because
Absolutely.
She said something about voter suppression, and I'm just I know she doesn't know what that means, but okay.
It's not super long, so let's
she can't find it, but whatever. I just want to see that clip because I haven't seen it.
Okay, not a problem. Say less. And if y'all haven't seen it, please in the chat, if you don't mind, if you could just do me a favor, make sure you hit the like button. I got tons of people watching from the different platforms. I believe Chicago Red as well as Lady Luck Club. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all like these young ladies' stuff. Make sure you give a like.
Thank you guys. Thank you, LLC.
All right. So we got this right here. This is Tiffany outside. And if you watch Ed Steve actually debunked this video.
I'm sure you did.
Ed Steve did a video debunking this video, explaining that it's very funny. Maybe I'll pull that one up after this. So let me go ahead and drop this one in the chat when you can hear.
Hey guys, come on in again. Come on in. Got some news you can use. Come on in. All right. So, I had to pull up. You know how we do. Pull up my still missing. I pulled up just to show you guys that voter suppression is real. I am here at the biggest site that's in Dolton, and that's Burger Vandenberg School. This is normally where all the major polls are located. Today, unfortunately, they did not put anything on the building to tell you where to go to vote. So I had to come and see for myself. So let's go. Let's go check the dough. Let's go see if they got any signage up. Which normally they put a big sign right here to say go to Diekman School to vote. So I'm telling you as your mayor, because I want you to vote and I want your vote to count. I want your voice to be heard. Or this is how they do things when they trying to not let your base come out. Because you know I got a big base, y'all, and my main base comes to this school, Burger Vandenberg. So I'm here to let all my supporters, all my voters know to go to Diekman School today. You have until 7 p.m. to get out and vote for your super mayor by punching 1. But let's go to the door, just so you can see. So here, of course, it's under construction. They're doing work. Y'all gonna have a new school real soon, Burger Vandenberg. But nothing on the door. And then you see the door locked. Nothing on the door. We're gonna go on this side. Nothing on the door. They're doing their work. Got their permit. Y'all can see that. They're doing work now. They almost done. So I just want to show you, you can't go in there. But as you can see, on the building right here, nothing's up here. On the wall, like as it should be. So when you pull up, you will know. Hey, I want to vote today, but they told me where to go. And this is what I mean about how things are messed up. And yeah, I'm talking about Napoleon. He's your committeeman. He's in charge of things like this. And as you can see, this is what I mean when they don't want you to know and don't want you to vote. When they want to suppress the votes, this is what they do. They shut down sites and they don't educate you on where to go vote so that you can make sure your vote counts. Because we keep saying and telling the residents your vote matters, your vote count. But obviously they don't want it to count today, do they? They don't want it to count. So right here, as you can see, we're going outside. The only reason why I'm walking and talking and showing you this is I want you to see with your own 2 eyes what I pull up and see. Because normally I just do a live and tell you, hey guys, we here to vote. There's somebody come to vote. Hey. Nope, you can't vote here. You gotta go to Diekman. You know Deacon's behind the bowling alley. Deacon School? Yeah, do you know where that school at? Yep, so Tiffany, don't you know Tiffany and Lincoln? You gonna make your run down the bowling alley. Deacon School right there. You give your address for your GPS? Oh, you got it? Okay. Okay, yeah, you gotta make sure you get out and vote. I'm sorry, but they should have put a sign up to tell y'all. I know, yeah, a lot of people don't know, but you can prove my point. That's all that I told them they should tell the residents. Yeah, but they're supposed to tell you what site to go so you can vote. Right. Yeah, so they didn't mail you nothing, nothing.
Well, it could have, because I was raising my house.
Okay, but yep, you got until 7 o'clock. You can go up to Dickory School and vote now. Now make sure you punch one for your mayor. All right, thank you. All right, so we back here at this door. I'm not pulling on no more doors, no more locked doors. I'm not. So right here is nothing on the door, as you can see. And that just proved my point. Ain't nothing but God trying to show y'all what it is. I keep trying to show y'all and teach y'all, but I don't know. Hold on, sorry. Get up there. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. All right, so it's nothing on the door for you to vote, but I just wanted to show you guys. You just saw somebody pull up while we out here doing this live, and he did not know where to go to vote. So I just told him to go up the street, go to Diekman School. Diekman Elementary is right up the street. It's down the street from the bowling alley in the village of Dolton. No, I don't know the address by heart. You can Google it, but I just wanted to let you know your vote matters. I don't want people to come here and then get discouraged and don't go vote because they don't know where to go. And that's said on the committeeman's part. And that's what I mean. People got positions, and I try to tell y'all how they utilize these positions. Now you get to see through my lens on what really be going on. But share the video. Let people know. Go vote at Diekman Court. At Diekman Court. What's the address? What you got? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. The address is 15121 Dorchester. 15121 Dorchester in the village of Dawson. You can go there and vote now until 7 p.m., okay? So I'm going to end this live, share the video, let people know if you normally vote at Burger Vanderburg School, it is closed. And no, they don't have a site up here to tell you where to go, but I'm telling you, you're me. Punch one when you get up in that building at Diekman School. And make sure you vote, okay? Thank you so much. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, God, that's sad. What? How is this voter suppression?
Because she says it. And she said it.
So
she said it was suppression.
This is somehow making its way around the internet that she's right. But no one's defining voter suppression or explaining exactly how this is it.
Right.
Well, I think it's comical, personally. And I talked about it because she actually snitched on herself. She says,
she opened the door.
Well, no. Well, not even that. She says the building is under construction. She says it, and you see the permits on the window.
So many things wrong with she
but
just
in a moment, I'm going to pull up. You know what? So I'm going to pull up Ed Steve because Ed Steve talked about this. He did a reaction to this, and he addressed it. You would think that we had an election 3 months ago. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think that this school was open for election? The presidential election. That's kind of a big deal. Do you think the school was open for the presidential election?
No. If it's construction going on.
Well, you would think the way she's narrating it, you would kind of think it was, wouldn't you?
Right.
What if I told you it wasn't? It wasn't open. It wasn't open a month. It wasn't open 3 months ago. Why would it be open now?
Exactly.
Also, she kind of, and the cameraman is being super sneaky because he doesn't pan at all. Because when she's walking away from the doors, you see a big 19-foot dumpster parked right out front. You know good and well, when you see a dumpster parked that close to the door, they don't want you coming up in there. They don't want elderly people coming up in there. And it's such of that nature. Oh, yeah, grandma come and walk past a dumpster and a porta john. Man, please.
No.
But then it's the other
thing. They want her to come near that area. So
they probably didn't want her there, truth be told.
They don't want her there. And then I was waiting on the guy to walk up to that vehicle where the driver pulled up just to get a picture who's in that truck. Because otherwise, I'm going to assume that this is scripted.
Oh, I totally believe it was scripted.
I have the right to assume this is scripted.
Let me say, I don't think it was scripted because the man actually says they might have sent me something in the mail. He literally says they might have sent me something in the mail. Like, oh, I messed up the script. So he literally says, oh, they might have sent me something in the mail. So here, I'm gonna.
She's claiming this is voter suppression, though, and it's absolutely false. She can't define the terms or the concept of it, and to say she's right about this. How is she right about voter suppression in this situation? How?
I don't think she is. I'll just say that she's not, and then there I fixed it.
This is the people that this is the information that's going around from people that I don't know what the purpose is, but why even give her this to say that she's right about this when this is not voter suppression? It's disingenuous. It's like almost aiding and spreading this misinformation. This is not voter suppression. What this is just a ruse.
Well, so let's let Ed Steve kind of explain it out. And it's very funny when he explains here. Oh, and by the way, he has much better audio too, by the way. So there's that as well. So, oh yeah, she was cooked. Her brain was cooked. All right, let's go. One in the chat when you can hear.
You guys that voter suppression is real. I am here at the biggest site that's in Dolton, and that's Burger Vandenberg School. This is normally where all the major polls are located. But this is how they do things when they trying to not let your base come out. Because, I got a big base, y'all, and my main base comes to this school, Burger Vandenberg. But let's go to the door, just so you can see. So here, of course, it's under construction. They're doing work. Y'all gonna have new school real soon.
Work permits on the door. Work permits on the door. Construction material on the ground in front of you. Bricks and truly trash. Okay, just want to make sure y'all saw that.
Right.
Burger Vandenberg, but nothing on the door. And then you see the door locked. Nothing on the door.
Should stop right there.
Nothing on the door. They doing their work. Got their permits. Y'all can see that.
Okay. So the mayor just did a video saying this voter suppression, her people suppressed, because Burger Vandenberg is actually a polling place, a bigger polling place that people will vote at, but it's been closed for the last, I think, almost 2 elections, last presidential and the primary, because of construction going on at the school. So it's really BS, but she's claiming when she loses, now she's going to claim it's voter suppression. My people didn't come out.
But here's what's crazy. She was just here 2 hours ago at the New Generation site, new life site, riding through, checking on her peoples, and then she left here and went and recorded that video, and then posted it just to contribute to the narrative. Man, that's slimy, man.
And the fact of the matter is that that place was closed during the presidential election. That's a federal election.
That's a federal election.
It wasn't a problem for a federal election. Why is it a problem for a local election?
Absolutely.
So that's the issue that we had.
Yeah.
So they should have been raising something about that when the federal election.
She knew that before the day that place was closed.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
So that just lets you know, man. You listen. All these influencers and people on YouTube, Instagram, be very careful what you listen to. That was a staged video, knowing good and well that was already closed. She left the physical site here to go record that video. So that lets you know where her priorities are at.
And she knew that place was closed.
And knew that place was closed.
Because of the fact that the other election we just had in January.
Yep.
So we had,
how many precincts is it anyway? 17 precincts in Dolton.
17 precincts in Dolton. She picked that one.
She picked that one.
Yeah,
he said she picked that one.
But that's the one that she claims is her base comes out to. So.
Well, believe me, that the Cook County electors sent them out directing people where to go when it was time to
Absolutely.
vote.
Absolutely.
So I received something because I vote there, and I received to redirect me to where I need to go.
Yeah.
So redirection was pointed out to the county.
Absolutely.
And Cook County runs some clean elections.
Absolutely.
This is not the Washington D.C.
This is not Washington D.C.
We're going to change the narrative.
She's doing the Trump thing. She's already claiming that it's a setup that she lied. That's what she lied.
She's already
weren't able to come out.
Weren't able to come out. She's conceding. She's conceding the victory right now.
Oh, absolutely. Stop the madness.
Stop the madness.
All right. So there you go.
Number one.
Go ahead. Jump in.
If you're the mayor, wouldn't you know?
I think she knew. I think she did.
No. We know that, but I'm speaking from a super stupid type of situation. If you're the mayor, wouldn't you know? And if you're the mayor, wouldn't you tell your people, your supporters, since that's your base, wouldn't you let them know ahead of time?
Yeah, you would
I
think,
think
right?
so. I think so. Well, I just want to know, like, what is this
but
big
now
bait?
now day of is voter suppression.
Right. I kind of wonder, like, what's her big base that she has that would have been at the Bergner School when she only had 536 votes. Like, how big of a base does she have?
The only thing being suppressed is her common sense.
Facts and evidence. Brain cells are being suppressed for sure. No, I just thought that was cool, and I think it was great that Ed Steve and his brother addressed that literally in real time. So I don't know how they did that, but they did it pretty quickly and addressed it and put a quash
around social media that she's right. Voter suppression exists. How and where? Please define that. I mean,
it exists. It didn't exist then, though. It is a thing. It just wasn't a thing then.
Yes, it doesn't apply
at that moment. It absolutely exists.
Nonsense, and it's like it's completely disingenuous to say and say, "Oh, she's right about that." Not now. No, she's not. Not now. No, kick rocks. Not now.
You got 12% of the votes.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna tell me that right. You no way you're gonna tell me that you would have gotten 40 more percent. Like they suppressed you 40%. There's no way you're gonna tell me that.
You didn't even have 12% of the people at your party.
536 people at.
Well, there's that. Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
You would have had at least a decent party to wish you well and get out of
here.
Right.
If you had
536 people there.
If you had a packed house, then I think maybe we could have had a discussion. I agree with you. Being the fact that you had the DJ and that poor lady with the black mask on and the housekeepers, ma'am, I'm not going to give you any of that.
And you didn't even have covers on those banquet chairs. Those things were naked.
Hold on. Come on. I don't put that picture away. I put that picture away.
They were dusty.
Those
chairs hadn't been sat on in a long time.
Tried to use that red when he got caught with.
Oh man, I can't stand y'all. Okay, because I'm really trying to be good tonight. Y'all done got me all off task now.
Come on, throw me a bone and give me one word.
Hold on.
Because you see what I saw. Do you see what I see?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't even think about that. Why are y'all paying attention to that, man? What's wrong with y'all people, man?
I'm a woman.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I noticed how, you know what got me? Because the chairs blend into the floor, but clash with everything else. That's what I was like, you don't even have covers on those chairs.
Dog. How did you think about that? I did notice that there's a green and white flag back here that definitely looks like it's just like, and this odd pillar, these pillars right here, like those need to go away. Like get rid of those.
It looks like the basement of a church, right? Like where they have.
Yeah, it does kind of like. Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
It looks like the basement. It looks like a fellowship hall. You're right.
Yep.
You know what? This is where she was when Kamal threatened Regina Waldrop. Remember that video where Kamal looks in the camera and saying, "You a woman? You from Harvey, ain't you?" And he was talking to Regina Waldrop. It was a week that the Regina's documentary came out. But I was wondering,
it was after the caucus. It was after the caucus.
Exactly after the caucus. And I was wondering, I was like, where have I seen this room before? And I was like, that's where it was. That's where they were. But I can't believe you saw that.
Around bullying people and threatening people. My husband would have came down there and showed him the business.
Suppression.
Wait, Princess L. Lee said those chairs were like her votes empty. Her voters empty.
Who's the one lady over there? Does anyone know who that lady is over there?
I don't know, man. I wanted her to come on the show. I want to talk to her.
I sure want her to what were you thinking at the time you were just sitting there waiting?
Well, first of all,
Peach, why are you like that, Peach?
What did Peach say?
She said, look at the centerpieces.
The centerpieces are crazy. I would ask her though. I wouldn't mind asking her, did you really vote for Tiffany? And that's okay if you did.
Now I'm here for the food.
Right. Like I really wouldn't mind. Did you really vote for her?
I'm telling y'all, that lady was walking down the street minding her business, and they said, "Can you come in here for a minute? We got a survey." Or whatever they did to lure her in there. That's why she's there.
it makes me wonder.
That lady is not
other
even
people,
from Dolton.
probably exactly. I was about to say, it makes me wonder with the other slates, the people on that slate, were they ever going to go there? I mean,
That's a great question. That's a
were they
wonderful
ever gonna
question.
come to this thing here? Because I'm like, who paid for all this? Like, we started.
I think
Who paid for
that's
the
a wonderful
decorations? 'Cause
question.
Well, if you look at it, it didn't take much to pay for that. Those tablecloths can come from Dollar Tree.
Those tablecloths probably are the tablecloths of the facility, because you see later on when you're watching the newscast, you see the housekeepers taking the tables up in the background.
Really?
So I think these are, and they're also fitted for these round tables. Nobody's buying fitted round tablecloths just to have. So this is probably the event center. This is their tables and chairs. But again, all her decorations are these little balloons and the balloon arch. That's it.
Yeah.
I could see the person in charge of the decorations. I'm not putting those covers on those chairs. Nobody's gonna be here.
That's exactly what they're saying.
It
'Cause I voted
takes
for
time to
house.
put those covers on those chairs.
I voted for team house.
They didn't even get the food out. Like, it didn't even get to that point. Nobody served a drink.
Those tablecloths aren't even dirty. They could reuse those without washing them.
Wow, y'all are so rowdy.
Back in the box. We use that again. She ain't
Man.
anybody coming.
I mean,
Did
it
you get the
really.
link, Jason?
Say again? Yeah, I did.
You
I
got
did.
the link. Okay.
Yep. I'm just trying to get rid of this picture real quick.
Man.
Okay, so
My lord.
it's voter suppression. It's voter suppression. I don't know how it happens,
For
how it
somebody
works,
who
but
can spell suppression. See, when you can't define these terms, I can't take you serious.
I'm
around
like,
on the internet, man. I was like, why is people saying? Why are you confirming that nonsense? Why are you doing that?
Oh my goodness!
It makes no sense. Why are you confirming this for her? Why? Why are you doing that?
all right. So Chicago Red wanted to. This is the one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chicago Red wanted us to go over this. You said that. I forgot who did this. Just nails. Just doing nails.
Hold on. It
I'll find that one.
No, this was Sherry Hatcher. Sherry
Hatcher. Shout out to Sherry Hatcher, Britain. Shout out to you. All right, so this one is basically every untruth that Tiffany told with his matching truth. Let's roll. Let's go.
Thank you.
One in the chat we can hear.
When it comes to attacks on myself, because I could cry me a river just like you guys are, the board didn't help or protect me as their mayor. You guys all banded together and didn't want me to even have security or detail. And some of the trustees, and I quote this to Trustee Belcher, was showing up at my house, doing malicious acts, recording my home. All kinds of threats came from people on my board. That's the crazy part that residents don't know. It's my own board attacking me.
I would appreciate it though if you stop saying that I came to your house, video your house on malicious intent. I came to your block because they said that you had a police detail out there to see if it was actually out there. And I spoke to a resident. So if you want to say things, please make sure that you're saying, I'm saying this in the most professional way possible, because at this point, I think that you're trying to assassinate my character because I don't have no reason to come to your house. If I was coming to your house, I'm coming to your house to visit. And so I don't have no reason to come to your house. But for you to constantly keep saying that, I think that's bad. I do appreciate the fact that if you keep saying that I'm telling lies about not getting documents and information, please tell me why I have not received the FOIA. I don't care if I can look at it 1,000 different ways.
Just for the record, and the reason I guess I want all of the citizens to know why we're so adamant about this budget and what's going on. May 12, 2021, a resolution was passed. The following persons are hereby authorized to be added as signatories for all city accounts: Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Village Clerk Allison Key. Any prior signatories or individuals authorized and hereby removed from the accounts, prior authorization is revoked. Number of signatures required are a combination of both signatures. At the approval of payment by the village board, each check shall be signed by the mayor and the clerk. We have a $500,000 check signed by Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Y'all wonder why we worried about the money? This is why we worried about the money. $561,000 check with one signature on there. It's a problem. That means that money is being spent, and after we don't find out to after.
It's dear to my heart. I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. So I want to set the record straight. I don't have a foundation. I am a supporter of anybody that's struggling with cancer. In September of this year, I founded the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, a non-for-profit organization whose mission is to find meaningful relief for people dealing with all types of cancer.
Breaking news here at 5 o'clock. WGN Investigates has learned the FBI has paid a visit to the Village Hall in Dolton today.
And WGN's Ben Bradley has been working this story. He joins us now with the very latest tonight.
Ray and Micah, sources tell us a handful of FBI agents arrived at Dolton Village Hall just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. But has been practice in recent weeks. The doors were locked and the agents had to identify themselves to the employees inside and order them to open the doors. Video recorded by a witness shows the agents just inside the doorway there. We don't know who they were there to see or what they were looking for.
A visit here at the Dolton Village Hall around 2:40 this afternoon. They were serving, like you mentioned, 2 subpoenas. Take a look at some of this amateur video that was sent in to our news station by a Fox 32 viewer. It appears to show a couple of those federal agents inside Village Hall. Here's what we know so far. One subpoena apparently focuses on employment and disciplinary records of 15 Village of Dolton employees, including 3 police officers and Keith Freeman, a senior administrator recently charged with bankruptcy fraud. The other subpoena, number 2, focuses on Freeman and any potential involvement with certain companies and whether or not they received any money, business, or contracts relating to the village. This, of course, comes as Fox 32 has reported on numerous investigations surrounding embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Again, 2 subpoenas were served here at the village.
Records that federal authorities are requesting, and what's next?
A source close to the investigation provided NBC5 with this copy of the latest court order. It asked for a variety of financial reports like budgets, accounting records, and receipts for Mayor Tiffany Henyard, Village Administrator Keith Freeman, and Trustee Andrew Holmes, as well as several other companies and individuals. Plus, any records related to Henyard's charitable organizations. The subpoena also requests all travel records paid for by the municipality, including a trip taken to Las Vegas in May of last year.
Anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about.
This is the 3rd federal subpoena served on the Village of Dolton in just the past 12 days, and it is by far the most substantial. And it's the first to specifically name Dolton's embattled mayor, Tiffany Henyard. The 7-page subpoena served Monday at Dolton Village Hall asks for all payments, expense reimbursements, per diems, and credit card expenditures for Mayor Henyard, beginning just before her election in 2021.
For 8 years, I've been a politician for 10 years now.
Well, and you're still honest.
Yeah.
Immature, small-minded, subliminal talking hoes. If the shoe fit, this is for you. I'm down a lick. Every time you think of me, your heartbeat is coming. It's
All right.
Nice.
That
was good. That was good.
Had me in a chokehold all day.
I'll add that too. I'll make sure I edit that out and snag
Oh my
that.
goodness. I pulled it. I made a little tip for myself. Like I put it on Facebook. I said, if I send this to you, you lying.
Oh, send it to me then. Send it. Well, don't say I'm lying, but email it to me.
I got you.
Hopefully I ain't lying to you. No, that was good though.
I want the full I got one of them. I want the other two. I heard them say it was 3
Yeah.
FBI subpoenas that was served. I want the other 2. Let me get my hands on those. Oh yeah, because I saw one of them. The one I have does not have her and her date of birth listed, and it was more so for Thornton Township. But there are 2 others. I'm gonna get my hands on those. Oh, I want them.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Prison.
Oh, Tiffany.
No. Oh, Tiff. All right. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about her as it relates to her next move? What do y'all think about it?
Bogus. she really
I'm trying
thinks she
try
gonna get
not to
away
think
with
about
whatever. Yeah. Whatever she try to get into, it ain't gonna last long because they coming for her.
Well, that's
FBI
true.
coming for her. They would not be putting in time and money and manpower, and energy and effort to get all this stuff.
who would
Just
actually
nothing.
make space for her. I mean, who would want her and that energy? And
More corrupt people.
Yeah, corrupt people. Well, keep in mind the feds came for the mayor of Oakland, California, and she had done less stuff than what Tiffany's being accused of. Now she did some outright embezzlement and some pay to play in like real time with the I think it was trash and concrete management or something like that. But yeah, she did some dirt too, but she's not accused of nearly as much as Tiffany is. So I would not be surprised. To your point, Lady Luck Club, yeah, they're coming for her. I think they're coming for her.
Yeah.
Bad boys.
Yeah, the Alphabet Boys coming for her. The Alphabet Boys coming for her.
One thing I will say, I wish that Jason House would reconsider is Stan Brown being on that team. I just don't understand why.
Well, Stan is still a trustee.
Right, that's the thing. He's still a trustee, so they still got to work with him.
Yeah.
Right. How long is he gonna be in this position?
I don't know when he was elected in.
I want to say 2 more years. I might be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, he needs.
But I definitely, as I said before, I think the having him come up on the stage and speak, that was not the right move. I have no problem with him, working with him, saying, hey, we're going to try to work amicably. We're going to try to find, common ground. That's fine. But I just thought that coming up on the stage and affirming him as if everything's good, ain't no problems, ain't no issues. To me, I think that was a little, now, maybe they really fleshed it out, behind the scenes. Maybe they really duked it out and really, fisticuffed it out. Now they straight. You might need to say that. That one might need to be said up front. Like, hey, I know y'all don't know it, but me and Stan, we really worked out our differences. We see eye to eye on most of the vision of what we're going to be doing. So he's a teammate. I would rather that than just kind of just throwing him up there. Cause I'm with you, Lady Luck.
Yeah.
I don't trust him. And a lot of people are saying they don't trust Stan. I don't trust Stan that far as I could throw him. But yeah.
I was listening to somebody, I can't remember who it was, but it was yesterday. And they were pretty much given the same, was it Pink Book lesson? I can't remember. But they were kind of saying what you were saying, but they did the flip side of it, saying that Stan had a lot to do with her becoming mayor. Like he was her mentor or something of that nature.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were really close. So he felt an obligation to her. And that's why he was so, Tiffany, she's our girl.
I'm gonna have to push back on that.
Okay.
Because one of the things, let's just say that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then Stan would be the voice of wisdom, the elder statesman, the older uncle, grandfather that she should be willing to listen to.
Right.
What is he telling her to move her back on track? Because otherwise, if that be the case, then if you're taking responsibility for her, you got to take all the responsibility for her. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm responsible for one part of the aspect, or not the whole thing." No, you got to look at the whole thing, my guy.
Right.
If that's going to be, go ahead.
2 things. We're talking about Tiffany. It doesn't matter how she looks at you. She's not going to take correction or direction from you. And especially in her position as mayor and he was just a trustee.
Okay. Where was your, okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Show me your evidence that you tried to correct her and she didn't listen.
That's
So show me the meeting where you raised your voice. Show me the meeting where you pushed back. Show me meetings or you know, somewhere where we could see it like, oh, okay. And we can roll back the tape and look at it. That's all.
So that's the thing. If you have someone that you consider a friend or they're close to you, you're probably not going to correct them in front of people.
My godmother would in a heartbeat. Probably punch me in the arm while I'm at it.
You said your godmother?
Yeah.
Your godmother?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
she
That's
gives
different.
me like a
That's
mentor as
different.
well.
But I'm talking about on this public level where this is the mayor and you're the trustee. I doubt, based on his relationship with her, that he would have checked her in those moments. Maybe behind closed doors, we don't know. We'll probably never know.
So basically, what you're telling me is there's no evidence that you've been of your repentance. There's no evidence of your conversion. There's no evidence of your trying to right this ship. I just got to take you at face value. Yeah, I'm gonna stick exactly where I was. I can't roll with you. I can't.
And
I can't.
I'm no Stan.
I know you're not a Stan.
I am no Stan. But I can see if it were my close friend and she was going out wild like Tiffany, I probably wouldn't say anything in public. But when we get behind closed doors, it's on, because that's how our relationship is.
So you've said things to her out. Okay, that's fine. You said things to her personally behind closed doors, you and her, and nothing changes. And so you're sitting there in public and you're watching your homegirl flirt with men while y'all are out having drinks, and she married. And you done already told her, you done already corrected her. You already said you don't need to be doing this. You called her out. And now she's still doing it. And she's showing no movement, no, nothing's changed. And what you gonna do?
I would remove myself. We couldn't be friends if Tiffany was that person. We couldn't be friends anymore. Because go ahead.
Okay, no problem. So now you're not a friend. Are you not going to ring the alarm? Are you not going to call her husband and say, hey, you know, I ain't messing with Tasha no more, but I'm just letting you know she been wilding out, and this is why. You're not going to put her on front? You just going to walk away quietly? You just going to walk away quietly? Or I'm just trying to get some kind of analogy. I'm trying to get some kind of analogy. So you got my point. But you wouldn't do anything to take this up another level, ratchet this up another notch.
But okay, I know where you're going, and I know what you're getting at. Stan is old school. Stan is 70.
I have more of a reason why he probably should have. He would
call her out.
Mentors that you know,
those type of dudes. Type of dudes don't call you out like that. They don't call women out like that. Not from his school of thought. Not a man, probably, but a woman, I doubt it. No.
Okay.
So what's the point of him being a mentor if he can't say that behind closed doors or in front of everybody? See, I think if he tried to do something, if there was some semblance of him attempting to say, you screwing up and you got a lot of people's livelihoods in your hands right now. This is not about you.
Blind loyalty. Blind loyalty is the worst kind of loyalty, because you never see you never see the real person. You're not living in reality when it comes to them. You're looking at them through rose-colored glasses. Everything is green with this person. And I don't think that I think that once Stan can separate himself, it's almost like, not almost, it's like being in an abusive relationship. You don't realize how bad it is because you're in it. But everybody outside of it sees it's on fire. And they're trying to tell you it's on fire. But you're making every excuse as to why it's not on fire and blaming yourself. Like, no, I just need to do better. I need to be better. That's how I see it.
So
got that feeling from him, or
so if your girlfriend, your friend, good friend, that you consider a mentor or looks up to you as a mentee was getting her head bopped against the wall by her spouse, boyfriend, whatever, and you've told her like you need to get out of this relationship, it's bad and whatever like that, but she still he loved me, he didn't mean it, and you say, okay, I can't mess with you. You're not gonna call the police? You're not gonna escalate this another level and get it out there and get some kind of help for her? And then that way you can say, at least on paper, I did not let this go because I knew about it. I've known about it for a year, that he's been banging your head on the floor for a year. And I can't let this go anymore. I gotta do something.
But in the scenario, the way I see it, Stan is actually the one being abused. He's the one in the relationship being abused. We're not talking about physical. We're just
I know. I got you.
We get it. But
Stan is the one being abused in the relationship, but does not see it as abuse.
And so
he still
like,
right. So then
go ahead.
So then
he owes her. Like, what do you think this blind loyalty? What do you think he really owes her at the end of the day?
I don't know. I really don't know. Stan is also on the board of the Stan is on the board for the school district, the high school district.
Oh, for goodness. See, yeah.
Wait, y'all got a high school district and other, or is it just one?
No, so okay. I'm from Proviso Township. That's where I grew up. I went to all of the schools in Proviso Township. Okay. So you have the elementary public school, Board of Education. Yeah. And then you have the high school Board of Education. Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have a college here, a junior college. Mm-hmm. They have their own separate things. So yeah, it's everybody doesn't know. It's not the same.
Not based on counties or districts?
No, it's district. It's district. So we were district 80, 88, 89. And then the high school is the township. 201, I think it is. 201. 209, I'm sorry.
I gotta look at that.
Yeah,
I don't think mine.
That's a little different here.
Yeah, that's very different.
Like we have full county. We have ours based on county, but not broken by grade, like elementary, middle, high school, and college. Is that how it is?
The elementary school district, the headquarters is right around the corner from my mother's house, and the high school school district, I don't know where their headquarters is, but yeah, it's District 209 and District 88. District 88 is the elementary, 209 is the high school. Wow. Same in Thornton Township. Thornton Township. Thornton Township, I think, is 205. I'm not sure what the elementary schools are, but they're separate.
If he gets a job in the Board of Education, then he really gonna have to get cussed out every day.
So, all right. So,
oh my God.
You looking up the Board of Trustees for Thornton?
No, so I looked up. Well, I'm from Aurora, so I looked up East Aurora. I'm like, I thought so. East Aurora only has one school district, and it covers their elementary, middle, and high school.
Okay.
So all of that is all lumped into District 131, and I'm assuming the West Aurora is probably the same, and probably Central as well. So, okay, yeah, I was like, wait, did we have more than one school district?
But you also, in Proviso Township, District 209, the high school, you have 3 different high schools. And those 3 different high schools cover about maybe 10 or 12 communities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just one community going to these schools. You have Maywood, Bellwood, Broadview, Berkeley, Hillside, Westchester, Melrose Park, Forest, Stone Park. That's about 10 right there. And they're going to all of these different high schools.
And there's a Board of Education over the high schools
for the high school. Yes. Board of Education for the high school. And then there's a district for elementary.
Okay. So, we're here in Atlanta. So Atlanta Public Schools has 12 high schools. There's a lot of high schools, but they have, I don't know how many middle schools and good gracious elementary schools. It's all served by Atlanta Public. They have one headquarters, one school district. Same thing with Fulton.
Ours is by county. Yeah.
Yeah, by counties. That's very interesting.
Yes, I've never heard
I didn't know
it
that.
break down by grade, like school levels like that.
Right.
With high
That's very
school.
interesting.
I've
Okay.
never heard it. Yeah.
I ain't
So
saying it's wrong. It's just because I'm looking here.
if she gets
Go
in,
ahead.
what spots are open for him to? Which one is he in? Because I mean, I'm sure if she were to go to board
He's in Thornton Township. Thornton
would that
Township's
be like the high school one or
the high school board. Yeah, high
the
school
high
board.
school board?
Yeah.
So, yeah, more than likely
205. I
he'll
think
help
they're
her.
205.
All right, so now we need to pay attention to school district 205.
I have to look that
Mhm.
up.
You know I will, because
Because
I was
that
going to
would
get to their budgets and see what's
that would
going on.
include not the high school that Tiffany went to, so that there would be some interest for her there. It's Thornton, Thornridge, Thornwood, and another Thorn. They have similar names.
Thorn.
All of those are high schools. I think it's 4 or 5. Thornton, Thornridge, Thornwood, and Thorndale or something. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm gonna start with their budgets because it's got to be something that's gotten her. I mean, if anybody's to help her get anything, it would be him then, if that's the case. But you know, God, he's
Wow.
willing to keep
Yeah.
breaking his neck for it. That's why nobody trusts him. It's like,
Yeah, I
dude,
think that's. Yeah, I would love for him to separate himself from her.
Yeah, you can't continue to align yourself with her if you claim that you're gonna try to help and bring about change here.
Mhm.
It's just I just don't try. I wish you would get on somewhere. Go retire. Yeah, go home. Get out of here.
Be gone. Leave us alone.
It's like I can't see him being genuine in this whole thing after being almost 4 years of this stuff that he's allowed her to do and being a mentor. That means she didn't listen to him either. So she listens to no one.
Right. That's what I think is a problem.
It comes
But-
down to listen to no one.
Exactly. Exactly. There is no mentoring her. She won't listen. She won't listen. So yeah, you can't correct her. She won't take correction or direction.
Exactly. Yep. So now we got to look at the school board because, based on their budget, I'm gonna start with the budgets because you always follow the money.
Yeah.
Based on what the money is looking like, and he's able to help her get on.
Let me see.
They gonna have a
Board
real problem.
District 205. Thornton Township High School District 205. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would always see his face in the mailers that they would send out.
Mm-hmm.
He would be sitting right there under the board.
Is he a senior level? Like, does he have the authority to appoint or to bring on someone on board?
See, now I'm not exactly sure how that goes on the high school level.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Foxy says she going to District 149. Which one is that one?
Who goes to 149?
Foxy's just saying that she might be going to District, or she going to District 149.
Oh, okay.
Is that the same one with the high school? Which one is that one?
The high school is 205. 205.
What's 149? Elementary?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. I'm already thinking because when it comes to her, you got to think follow the money. That's it. That's all it
Absolutely.
is. Follow the money. Whoever has the biggest budget and has an opening. It's kind of how I'm
Absolutely.
thinking. So I will want to look at their budgets. It should be made available to the public. It's Department of Education.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be able to pull it up. I sure will. Then I told her, I said, girl, you're not gonna be able to go and swindle more money out of a school board. You're not. I don't care if you love the kids or not. You're not gonna sit here and take money from the Board of Education to do what you want to do. We're not doing no.
Mm-mm.
No. It's ridiculous.
I don't know why I can't pull up. I'm pulling up everything but who's on the board. I don't know why I can't find it.
Well, that's okay. I think it's I mean, we know Lady Luck has her investigator hat on.
She must be on it.
I want you to get
I'm going with the budgets. I'm gonna start with tax documents and to go straight from there because
District 2, High School District 205, Thornton Township.
Okay.
That's it.
So 205 is
Thornton Township's high school district.
okay. That is so interesting that they do it like that.
Yep.
That is. I've never heard.
I've never heard of that before.
High school district and elementary district. Well, here the districts for the elementary are broken into the actual suburb, the village. So, like Village of Westchester would be District 89. Village of Bellwood is District 89. But all of those kids from those elementary schools will branch out into District 205 for I'm not 205, 209 for the high school. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's a lot.
No, it is. But
Thornton, you found something? Thornton, Illinois. Is it
And,
Thornton,
and
Illinois?
then on, yeah, there is a Thornton, Illinois.
Okay.
And then on top of that, we have to learn the Constitution.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Like we can't figure out Illinois. Now we got to learn the United
Oh my
States.
God. I saw a video.
wow.
Just doing Nils did a video. I think today, where she showed this contrast with Stan Brown, and I was like, "See, I knew I didn't like his behind." Cause
Well,
you
well,
see him.
maybe that's the one because when I was saying it, I was thinking just doing nails. What was it about?
It was
What?
about the water park, like what he was saying about the water park and the bonds, and how what do you expect? You got to have loans and stuff to do business, not enough money to pay firefighters and all that. But then she put a contrast video up where he was getting upset with the former mayor for taking out a bond. So the
I watched that one.
hypocrisy of it all is so
I
disgusting.
watched
He's
that. Yep.
hypocritical. And I'm like,
Yep.
dude, what you yelling, screaming and yelling? Go sit down somewhere. You sitting here okay with taking out a bond
But
for a water park.
but see that goes back to my point that he'll check that man, but he won't say anything to Tiffany.
He won't.
It's like a
Turns grown men into
That's a
simps.
good catch.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but he will not say anything to Tiffany.
Not at all.
That's
That's why I
crazy.
said that's all right. We'll follow the money. We'll follow see what's going on because ain't nowhere in the world.
Follow the bread.
Oh yeah, follow the money now. Follow the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was talking, I started thinking, well, wait, Stan is on the board at the high school. I was
So
like,
did we
"Ooh,
find exactly which one it is that he's in? Did you? I know
He's,
you're looking.
he's Thornton Township, District
Thornton.
205.
Wow.
Yeah, he's on that board.
Now, hold on, I'm trying to pull up board. I'm trying to see.
You know what? Let me put board of trustees.
High School District 205 Board of Trustees.
Yeah.
You said 205?
205, yep.
All right, let's go.
I want their tax documents. I want their financials.
Here we go. Members of the Board of Education, District
Okay.
205. Miss Nina Graham. Yep. Amletta Vassar Moody. Cara Davis, that's my doctor, Dr. Cara Davis.
Okay.
Mr. Ray C. Banks and Mr. Stanley H. Brown.
Stan Brown, I found him.
Looking all
Yep.
greasy.
Don't he look greasy?
He look greasy.
He just rubbed a pork chop all over his face.
Why y'all like this, man?
Must have been one of them good burgers injected with that secret sauce.
Ooh. Yeah, this is him
All
right
you
here.
gotta
You're
do
right.
is put him on a grill, girl. And put him
That's a secret sauce.
bun.
No, I cannot.
You know
I
I have
cannot.
to make people laugh for 5 seconds.
I did not approve of that. I did not approve of that.
But yeah, he's on the board.
Okay.
He is a
Interesting.
board member.
Mhm.
Is this the only person that she might know? Because I'm trying like
That has a relationship with. Yeah.
right. That could would he be able to sway the other people to try to give her a spot? I guess is the question I'm really trying to ask you. What's the likelihood of her getting on the board?
Well, these board members, I'm sure, are very aware of what's going on in Thornton Township. and in Dolton. And if they're smart, they're not having it.
I hope so, because he's not being very a lot of things right now. I'm having a whole
Yeah.
problem with him being very hypocritical. A whole problem with that. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, we don't have time to go back to you doing business as usual here. If you couldn't say anything for 4 years, that would have helped people and kept her from being a loose cannon. Don't vote along with her. Then the worst that happens, she gets mad. So what? Be mad at everybody. Be mad at the world. But at least you would not have aided and been complicit in this. That's the issue. It's like you were complicit for 4 years. You just let her do what she
And
wanted.
and maybe he's just that personality type that's just a go along to get along type person. Like he has no authority in most areas of his life. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like a pushover.
Yeah.
That's probably sad, but true.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Because how do you not at some point say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm done. Because I don't
Right.
care who it is. I'll do it with my son.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. I'm
Yeah.
done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
And people who love you,
Yeah.
they don't want you to just become self-destructive like that. They don't, you already hurting people. Then, it gets to a point you're like, listen, you about to start hurting yourself. It's like nothing stopped her. I don't even know if the idea and aspect of one day my daughter's gonna see all these videos and all this coverage of me. Let me not do something to bring embarrassment and keep her from wanting to be around her own mother. Like that's what I have to think about when I'm doing this. What if my kids watch this? What would be the perception? What
Exactly.
image am I setting here? Like
Mhm.
on a consistent basis here. I wouldn't want to that type of person you setting out there. Is your daughter has to wake up one day and watch this. She's gonna watch this stuff. You can't hide it
But
from her forever.
you need to be a certain kind of person to have those types of thoughts and concern about somebody else.
Yep.
She doesn't care.
Don't care.
Yeah, I don't
Not
think so.
even about her daughter. I
Exactly.
don't doubt that she cares about her daughter, but I don't think she cares enough to correct herself.
Right. She don't care.
So somebody mentioned District 149 in Dolton, and 149 consists of. Tell me if any of these names sound familiar. Lolita Chesler Liggins, she's the president. The vice president is Teresa Jamin. Secretary is Bertha Jolly, and just a regular old member is Darlene Gray Everett. Another member is Wilbur Tillman, Cassandra Elston, and
There you go.
Shonda D. Vassar Williams is another member. And that's interesting. And did any names jump out to you?
That
Darlene
Shonda
Gray
lady.
Everett.
Wait a minute. Shonda Vassar Williams?
Shonda D. Vassar Williams, yes.
There's a Mrs. Almetta Vassar Moody on the board of trustees for
Over here. Yeah.
Township for the high school.
Maybe they're related.
Probably sisters.
Oh
Because
my
it
And-
seems like that's their maiden name. It's hyphenated.
Yeah, and Delgado is their lawyer. That name sounds familiar,
And
doesn't it?
that's what the attorney went. Why do you all keep hiring the Delgado firm? He got to go.
Okay.
Just on
He's just
GP.
soaking up money out of these communities and stuff for him to still do nothing. I mean, she's losing lawsuits left and right.
And
That's hilarious.
District 149, that's elementary. That's the elementary.
I'm assuming it just says comprised. I just asked ChatGPT to tell me who are the members of the 149 school board. So it didn't tell me what is the school board. I'm assuming it's probably elementary. But you know how long Darlene Everett Gray's been on the school board?
How long?
30 years.
She needs to retire.
She was in here. She was elected and joined rather in 1994.
What?
1994 it says. I'm like, like I literally was 2 years into college then.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Oh my God.
Yes,
All right.
she is. I'm looking at this, Darlene Gray Everett. And she was like one of those type of people where she'll just retire right in time to open up that spot for this girl to move in it. And that'll be it. Because 30 years, like, she knows she's tired. She don't want to keep doing this.
No.
That would explain her
foresee
loyalty.
Yeah, I can foresee her retiring at a very opportune time, and that space open up, and this girl slide right on in that space.
Oh, it's
Okay, so
Shonda D. Basher. Okay, not Basser. Basher. It's different. They're not related.
I thought I was okay. Vasher. I apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
Okay, I
a special
apologize.
meeting, and they're gonna end up sliding her in like they did with Thornton Township Supervisor.
Okay, so y'all keep your eyes on.
Yep.
Y'all keep your eyes on these school districts in Dolton, Thornton, District 149, 151, all that stuff. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you're breaking it down, so it's good. We're good.
Y'all keep your eyes on this because who knows? I mean, well, we still got some time. Okay,
Yeah,
when's the next election for school board? There we go. When's the next election for school board in this? Let's go 149.
Yeah, 149.
I'm looking at some meeting minutes. They got meeting minutes. Yay.
Got a lot of stuff rattling on my desk. Why is it rattling? Let's see what we got. Let's see. The most recent election for Dolton School Board 149 occurred on April 4th, 2023. Therefore, the next scheduled election, school board election, is expected to take place in, you ready?
2025.
April 2025.
We solved the riddle, guys.
I think we might.
We on the something.
We might be on to something here. Okay, so
Oh,
okay,
man, we solved the
so
riddle. Oh man, that's exactly what she gonna go.
okay. Let me see. Is there
Coming for you, little girl.
anyone
Coming for you, girl.
stepping down or retiring from
Darlene Gray
this
Everett's
school
gonna retire.
board?
I'm telling you, I feel it now. She gonna retire. Approval of payroll summaries.
Hold on a second.
Over $1 million. $11,490.51.
Ooh.
They got a big budget.
4 board seats are up for Thornton High School District 205. That was
That's it.
put up. That was in January 13, 2025. Let me see when that.
When's it? Yeah, when is their election though? When is their next election?
Let's see.
I think she's gonna go to. She's
We are
she's
wild.
gonna have. She's gonna definitely slide into 149.
I think 149, but let's.
Yeah. Tell us though. We will look at both. We'll look at both.
She's a trustee still. She's still a trustee, but she'll. I wonder how long she has left because if Nate or Napoleon wins, they might replace her. Or no, I guess not. They wouldn't replace her. They don't have to guarantee to replace her.
When is the election now?
Foxy wants to come up. Foxy said, please bring me on.
Though much voter attention has been on the Thornton Township and Dolton municipal election in February, 4-year school board seats will be on the ballot. District 205 includes Thornton High School in Harvey, Thornwood High School in South Holland, and Thornridge High School in Dolton. Incumbent board members Almeda Vassar Moody, Bernadette Lawrence, and Ray C. Banks are vying to keep their positions, while Sonia Kristen Bradley, Rory Lee, Kawania Caesar, and Annette Whittington also seek seats.
Okay, so
she's got options. She's got
she
this
got
option.
options.
49 or 205.
Definitely has
She's got
options.
options.
Okay,
I'm
so
looking at who has a bigger budget.
keep an eye on 149 and 205.
And 205.
Because she didn't she go to Thornridge High School?
She went to, hold on, which one is in Dolton?
Man.
Dolton. She went to Thornridge, yeah.
Thornridge, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's okay. That's gonna be interesting. All right, so we'll keep our eyes on those races and see what stirs up. Okay,
I think
like it.
if Stan tries to do the right thing, he might not try to help her too much, but she definitely could get help from Darlene Gray Everett. over in
For sure.
Which would be the
149.
149.
Yeah.
They just, I mean,
What-
you can see their salary. I'm looking at the meeting minutes. I mean, they're approving invoices at
Big budgets.
$2.58 million just on December 10th, December 18th invoices. They paid over $2,588,042.46 total
Okay.
invoices.
So here
They got funding.
they got funding. That's true.
Yeah, they got some funding.
Here, Ingram, come on real quick, friend. I just dropped the link. I see she's asking. Okay, they got funding, but they don't have reckless spending. Because remember, when in Dolton, she was doing things like, again, the ice rink. She ain't gonna be able to build a school. She ain't gonna be able to do those kind of things that would allow money to get just wasted. So I think there is that little nuance that we got to keep in mind. So it's gonna be interesting to watch for sure.
It is.
For sure.
Oh, that was good though. All right, come on, Ingram. I dropped the link for you, friend. Please make sure you have your camera on as best you can. Yeah.
I love this.
Because they just don't have school boards, albeit they do waste money. I feel like they don't waste money the same way. So they're not going to be doing, we're going to spend $8,000 on grass cutting or tree trimming. There we go. They're going to have tree trimming and tree cutting scenarios.
Yeah, the problem is if you got principles being applied in finance and accounting, and you don't submit over an invoice within like 30 days or something to that extent, you should be dinged. You should be penalized somehow. It should come out your check. You should be.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as. So I don't know what would be the benefit apart from, we need to ask how much do they get paid. That's what we need to check. What is their salaries?
Board members getting. Somebody put up there how much this stand get 80 some $1,000. Somebody posted up one of the salaries.
Grandma 7, Tina said Jedediah spoke on this months ago. I live in New York and found out through him.
Mm-hmm. I've heard it, but we never took the time to dig into it. Yeah. I heard that before.
Somebody said he gets like over 84,000. Did I miss that number? Chat. Somebody's 84,000. I'm seeing it here. Thornton School Board member salary is $84,114 a year.
Is that for everybody starting, or is that like Stan has been there for a minute?
Yeah. I have to wait. How do I? Please add me, Foxy.
Okay, I've already dropped the link. I dropped the link. Here's the link right here, friend. I dropped the link. My eyeballs starting to go crazy.
I'm still learning how to really use this thing. StreamYard. Yeah,
she shifting from the seniors to the babies. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we're seeing.
Outer Drive Media said that we may be looking at the wrong board. Thornton Township trustees of schools. Andrew Holmes is on the board. I was looking at the current one.
Really, she can get in where Darlene Gray Everett is, or wherever Nassman is. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with I can see. I'm gonna go with that Darlene Gray Everett. That was very clean. We already see the relationship there. It's not tied to Stan. It's not tied to Andrew Holmes because he might not have any pull because he got some dirt going on. So we gotta take Stan out of the equation. I mean Andrew out of the equation. It's Stan or Darlene. If Stan has truly like changed his ways, then that wouldn't work. Then it would be Darlene.
Yep.
I think she would have an easier time to get in with Darlene than anyone.
I think we also got to look at
conveniently or probably retire.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I would also ask, where this is a good point to where Delgado is. Delgado might have a little sway.
That's my classmate.
Oh my gosh. Your classmate. Your classmate. Goodwill is low. Is low because I ain't still heard from David Seaton yet, so you don't get any shine until.
I didn't say David was my classmate. I said we're alumni. He's along with my brother. My brother and I 8 years apart, and I'm the oldest. So
Holy cow.
yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm gonna say it again. All right.
Said,
All right.
I relayed the message. That's all I could do.
I
let you.
send the link. They said I have to send the link. How do I send it?
What you said? Oh, for Foxy.
Send the link to for Foxy.
I thought you didn't. You put it in
I put it
the
in the chat right here. Right, what happened?
She said we can't come up that way. I don't know.
What's wrong? I mean, it's right here.
Foxy, are you able to click through the link? She said one of the ladies have to do it adjusting. Who's stream is she watching? Are you on under my stream on my channel, or may have to go under Dear What Christians video?
It's not for. Okay.
I mean, I don't
Here, I'm
know.
gonna put it in the private chat again, and then can you just snag out of the private chat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely. This is getting good. I like this.
Y'all are wild.
Okay. Hey.
Okay, did that work? Let me know.
Okay, let's see.
I want to know what Foxy knows. I need to know.
Okay. I'm looking at, man, how much she just approved in two invoices, $2.58 million.
I mean, school districts have a lot of money.
They got a lot
and
of
I
money.
do think they waste a lot. I will say I do believe schools waste a lot of money, but it's not wasted like you can't waste it like she's been doing in Dolton and Thornton, respectfully. She just won't be able to pull. She won't be able to pull that off.
No, but she could.
No.
I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised
I mean, her going in. I couldn't envision her going in and bogarting her way to the top somehow, some way. Somehow.
They don't play about these schools. Now they might play about the villages, but the schools.
No, I agree.
God. And who's the board leader over at 149?
149.
I'm trying to see who the board.
Yeah, you got me over here looking at my school. Like this is a very interesting scenario, the way y'all do elementary, middle. So y'all do have middle school, right?
The middle school would still be considered elementary. So it's from first to, no, I'm sorry, actually, because we have a Lincoln primary and a Lincoln elementary. Primary would be pre-K through third grade, and then fourth through fifth. Through sixth. And then seventh and eighth has a separate school.
Y'all just want to have schools. That's all y'all doing. Somebody's getting paid to build buildings. I ain't trying to call nobody out.
Yeah, Lincoln Elementary. We had Roosevelt Elementary. We had, I don't know what it's called now. McKinley. They're all named after presidents. Wilson.
Oh.
Yeah. Grant.
Okay.
That's all for this area. And then they go to Roosevelt Junior High. And then from Roosevelt Junior High, they go to Proviso West. That's the high school.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Wow,
Okay,
you got
cool.
a couple here that are really what so they got us. Do they have open spots, or am I seeing this wrong?
What you talking about?
For 149. Okay, it's a person here. It's just no picture. Okay. I was like, this is an open spot. But
all right,
you
so what is
already
our
said like 2 or 3 people are going to be going up for election.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the collective wisdom is that she's probably going to run for, or somehow or another be placed in, run for, secure Darlene Gray Everett's role on the school board. I forgot what it was, 249 or 149. I don't remember what number.
149.
149. Okay.
Yep.
So we got to keep our eye on some shady move-ins, some shady shiftings going on over there. Cause that's pretty slick. I like it.
Oh yeah. They
I think
moving up
it's
the bigger, better things. Yeah, meaning moving up the bigger, better budgets to try.
all right. We got Ingram in the building. Ingram's in the house. What's going on?
Hey, there you go.
There we go. What's happening?
Hi, beautiful.
Hi.
Okay, 140. Okay, Bert. What is it? Bert Oldiston or whatever his name is was the lawyer in 149. back in September or October, she got called the president of that 149 and told them to vote him out and put Delgado there.
So Delgado's only been there since
October, so either September or October, but it haven't been long. It was right before Christmas.
Interesting. Okay. So about 4 months, give or take. Okay.
Right. So Delgado is there. You know, Delgado is her boy. He was the one that helped her win her what is it? Her recall.
Mm-hmm.
So she been using him. She been using him to do everything. That's why she been having all these losses, because she don't have Delgado, who have been knowing what judges to put her in front of to win her cases.
Okay. Yeah. I can dig it.
So now she put Delgado on the school board and Darlene's there. So think about it. Darlene and Delgado is going to make sure that she get on that board.
That's why I said Darlene will probably definitely look out for her faster than
So why you think Darlene is quiet and haven't said anything? And every time Tiffany tell her to vote, she always vote with Tiffany because they already have that set up.
I think there's a I don't think you need a tinfoil hat for that. I agree.
Because I went through what's her name, Vivian, and watched her live feed and saw how they operated and how the lady said, and the couple of the other trustees said, well, why would why are we changing lawyers? And she told them, I was told to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the president said. So that lets you know right there that was shady. So they voted against Darlene, the president, and another person voted against the other two trustees, and got rid of Bert and put Delgado in there. And they said who was it? And she never would say who told her to do that, but that president said it.
Wow.
I can see that. I can totally see it.
Yeah.
So when you said that, when you started talking about the school board, I said it ain't gonna be that one. It's gonna be that one where Delgado is at and Darlene, because she knows she can tell that president to vote her in.
Yeah, and had the protection of this attorney.
Exactly, that part.
Look, girl,
I be watching all of them. I be watching all of those. Look, I be watching Vivian, Alicia, to find out what's going on in these different districts, because they go to all those meetings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he go over there to help her get in. Where you go, Foxy?
Lord knows. What we say it was 159, 149.
149.
149.
Yep. So she's going to 149 because. Think about it. These attorneys are just, they there to get money. They don't really care.
They don't.
They know they get paid. They don't really care at all. So they're not going to stop it. And then they can, I'm sure they're going to find a couple ordinances or something they can utilize to help get her in without it being, I guess, being contested. I can foresee that.
Yeah. Now, see, they can slide her in. She won't be detected, and then she got that job and she got that money. So she's still making money. She just went from one board to another board.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, boy, I wouldn't be surprised she tried to go in there and become the president in 3 months.
That part, too. Now you got it, Lady Luck. Mm-hmm.
Wait,
very interesting.
Wow.
I like that scenario.
Look, if you want to know the tea, get it from me.
Get it from Foxy.
Watch out now. Somebody gonna talk about trademark infringement. Somebody gonna talk about trademark infringement.
Oh, wait a minute, I forgot lawsuits.
Right.
You need to have a trademark in order for it to be infringed on. She's too slow to get a trademark.
That part and then some.
Yeah. Somebody said the question. Look,
I gotta get Chicago Red. I gotta get your email because Lady Luck and Jason will tell you I be sending them all kind of nuggets
all the time.
You can send it to Chicago Red at yahoo.com.
Okay, cool, girl. You're gonna be getting some stuff because look, I was the one that said both of them how much they were getting paid, why all of them were so up her butt. Their payroll, I said, look, I even sent them all the tea in regards to all the money she done spent in the township.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
it was epic.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Yep.
I have a video to do on that. It's a lot of documents, but I still have a video to do for that. I sure will.
And see, and
know
look,
how she's spending his money like this.
in Chicago, Red, when you look at that, it's a lot of pages. It's like 50 some pages. But if you look at all the monies that she done spent, and that's why they're having a problem with the budget. That's why they haven't approved the budget yet, because she's been spending. And she's been commingling her money with the village. So they trying to get with the village and trying to figure out how they can get together. That's why they was there when they in House One, because now they can sit back and figure out together where all the money is going between the two locations.
I mean, it ain't hard to track. It's not hard to figure it out.
But we don't. But see, the problem is you don't know why it's pending. That you don't already have,
Yeah.
Wow. So let me ask
you. So you got to remember, she's been using stuff, and they haven't been the township haven't been getting their money, the receipts. Now that Stephanie there's a difference, but she's been holding it from Chris and Carmen. Because remember, they was asking her, well, where you getting this money for this Christmas stuff?
Right.
That was it.
Exactly.
And then come to find out, she never, get this, she never bought the toys. That was just getting money.
Wow.
Wow.
Dirty.
Oh my God.
Dirty.
Oh man.
That's why they kept asking her, where's the toys? Did you purchase the toys or all that? And remember, she kept saying, you fighting, It just kept going off on them and talking over them. They kept asking her the question. So Chris said that she did not purchase the toys. She was trying to get the money so she can have a Christmas party and purchase some toys.
And then she kept saying, see, the trustees don't want these kids to have toys, and was directing her comments to the kids. Like, these trustees don't even want you to have toys. Ma'am.
Right.
What are you talking about?
So when they said everybody kept asking where the toys, they had to tell the people there is no toys. She was trying to get money, and she did it the day before that. She was asking for the money the day before the meeting.
Yep. No, I think you're right on the money.
Like on the last minute to make you get that sympathy trip out of people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You wait a day before the meeting. Now you know you're not getting. We're not putting money in.
So because they wouldn't give her the money, that's when she said the people ain't getting the food. And they say everybody don't realize that the Chicago Depository gives all the non-perishable food, and they get money from the state to buy the meats.
Yep.
Wow.
And so the boxes, the perishable stuff, non-perishable stuff is already in the warehouse. They just got to buy the meat. So she ain't telling them that she's keeping the money from them for the meat.
Wow.
You're right.
So I'm hoping that when shout out to real quick, everybody, shout out to Dolton trustees that just jumped in the chat. Go ahead and put DT in the chat. Just go and flood the chat with shout outs to the Dolton trustees. Prayerfully, they'll be able to do an audit that will, on both regards, whether it be at the township or in Dolton. Matter of fact, everybody does an audit. But hopefully there'll be an audit that will help really shed light to this, because I think though I totally can see it, I totally understand the conversation and such like that. Hopefully people will be able to say, like, hey, we do see that X amount of dollars was given to the person and Y amount of dollars was spent, but where did the extra go? Where did the difference go? Or as my dad would say, did you give me my change? So did they get their change back and such like that? Hopefully they will be able to, and hopefully soon we'll hear from Dolton trustees. If I drop the link in the chat, you jump on it too. But hopefully that will help out soon, because I think that's what needs to happen. All of this seems to be, there's a lot of money just being spent, a lot of money flowing to and fro, hither and thither, but nobody knows where it's going. Exactly. And nobody knows who has it. Like, what pocket is it in?
Well, see, the problem right now, the problem is right now, Dolton they got to finish finding out where their budget lay and how much their spending coming in if they haven't already done it. Township is having a problem because they're just getting started with Stephanie coming aboard to get the information that they need to try to get their budget under control.
Mm-hmm. I can totally see it. I can agree.
And see, she's already trying to spend, and see, you got to think about it. She fought Carmen and Chris the whole way, so we don't know what she has already purchased or what she has already spent money on that they haven't got a hold of us as far as knowing what's coming. They're still pending.
Mm-hmm. Lawsuits for one.
And then when you
lawsuits, you're gonna have to, God, that's gonna cost taxpayers a lot of money for no reason. Oh,
well, my thing is, I want to find out from the trustees and both areas trustees, if she no longer in the position, if their lawyers are capable of removing them from those lawsuits, if they, go as far as till election time, when she no longer have either position. Once she no longer have either position, they are no longer responsible for her bills.
Right. That's fair. That's a good question.
Yeah, that should be the case.
Well,
right.
And then
I don't know that emphatically, so I'm with you.
I know in I know in number 2, I think it's the 27th or the 28th of this month, her bond is ended. So once her bond is ending, if any lawsuits is pending after her bond is ending, they have no, if I'm correct, they have no obligation to pay her bills.
Okay.
So once her bond terminates, okay.
And if
she probably won't be able to find it. She won't be able to find it.
And once she, and also, and number 2, she can't sit on either seat. Even if she had won this election and then she paid for her bond, she wouldn't be able to be a mayor.
That's what I was wondering. So I'm glad you brought that up. Okay.
And she can't be a supervisor either.
Wow.
But see, everybody's like, "Oh, she gonna get it." I said, and I'm like, "Everybody, calm down. If she don't pay for her bond to continue on the 27th or the 28th when it ends, she can't sit in either position."
I have to worry about that now.
Okay.
I'm just worried about going to the school board and squandering funds over there, trying to throw parties and get all this.
See, that's what she need. That's what she's trying to do. You got to think about it. She's gonna go where the money is to pay off the debt, because now the township and this village will no longer have the money to help her to pay off her lawsuits.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
They better wake up.
I'm gonna dig further into this. I'm already looking at one of the agendas they got coming up for the meeting, where they're planning on spending out $3.68 million. So there's some money.
But she's not going to go over the minutes. You will have to look at the minutes in May, because I think that's when her position ends in May for Dolton. Yeah. Now I don't know when I think it's also the same thing for the township, either May or April for the township. But once both of those positions are over with, then look at you ain't got to worry about the township, because that's here and there. But look for 149 in May, and that's when you'll find out what's is on their agenda.
Right. And then if they do hire her, they'll have a budget set for that salary, for that position.
Right.
So, yep, I sure will.
Then then that's the money that goes to her for her lawsuits.
Yep. And she needs a lot.
Lord knows she does.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's
Well,
crazy.
I've had a great conversation. I got to get to
Yeah, this is
bed because
good.
I got to get my kids up in the morning for school. Hello
We-
to
But
my
I just
mom.
want to give y'all the update. I'm getting off here too, but I just
Thank
want
you
to
so
give
much.
y'all, because you was trying to figure it out. What was her next motive? I had already figured it out, because when I saw that Delgado with the 149 and Darlene was on that board, and I saw how they took Bert out and put him on, I already know that's what they're going to do with her. Slide her right on in.
Wow.
Very much so.
Now
Well,
I
thank you
know
so
with
much,
the
friend.
research. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Something
indeed.
else.
Thanks, Foxy.
We
We got
So
appreciate
the
it.
look, if
tea
you
from
ever look,
Foxy.
Okay.
hey, that's what I'm here. Look, you know, because like I tell them, I'm home all the time, so I do a whole lot of research. And when I hear something going on, I start Googling and finding out what I can find out and what's going on. And I be going to all those meetings and watching how they operate, because I used to be a trustee for a company, and I used to be a trustee in the government. So it's a little different from the states, but the process is still the same.
Absolutely.
Yep. So
I
now
love
we
So
know
see,
where
we
we
have
are.
bylaws.
Yeah.
Y'all have, look, we have bylaws. They don't have bylaws. That's the difference. The name and how the bylaws are set up.
Okay.
Got it. Well,
And
thank
they
you, friend. I
stick with the
appreciate it.
Robert Rules of Order. You know, I see they don't pay that no
Yeah,
mind, but that's
you said that. I looked it up. I have it. I'm gonna go over that
Robert be
information.
getting dissed left and right.
Yeah.
right.
Robert be catching
But
strays.
if you deal with corporations, that is a good set book of rules to go by. And I
They go
see that
by-
Dolton wasn't going by it, and the township. They go by it, but she didn't want to listen to it because it would be too much restriction on her.
Fact.
Natural.
Got it.
We don't call him Robert. We call him Bobby.
Bobby.
Bobby?
Okay.
Okay.
I do have
Clearly.
my order.
Clearly, y'all got his cousin. Y'all got his cousin Tyrone.
Yeah.
And say,
I gotta head
Bobby
off.
Rules of
and
Order.
say your ordinance is the same as our bylaws.
Yeah, yeah.
See, your ordinance is the same as our bylaws here in D.C.
Okay.
In the
You breaking up, Foxy.
Yeah, you breaking up, love.
Find out how they do everything in their area.
Okay.
How they do
All right.
everything in their area.
I like it.
Where with us, it's the
Thank-
bylaws, and that's how we do.
All right. Well, thank you, Foxy. I
Gotta head
appreciate
out.
you coming
Thank
through.
you all so much. This has
Glad
been
you got you
very
over
Yes,
here. Thank you so
indeed.
much.
So now we know what to hone in on and narrow out
Need some-
our research on and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will.
I love it.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you all
You
for
got
having
it.
me on DWC and Chicago Red and Foxy. Thank you so much for the information. You guys have a great night.
You
Love
got
you
it.
all. And to the LLC, I'll check
You-
y'all later.
Grace and
All
peace. Take care,
right.
friend. I'm going to drop y'all back. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. If y'all want to hang around, that's cool. Otherwise, thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for coming through, Foxy. And we did it, y'all. We made it. We made it. That was a lot of fun. Thank you so much to my guests tonight. Hey, in the description of this video, I put all of their links. So if you want to go by their channels, I really ask that you go by and you actually watch their videos and leave them a green heart. Let them know that you watched it. DWC sent you. You enjoy what they're doing. And of course, I want you to subscribe. But I want you to watch their videos as well and give them some support. Chicago Red, Epiphany, and Faith in Politics, and of course, Lady Luck Club. And they've just been great co-hosts, and glad to have them come on tonight. So thank y'all so much, everybody. It has been a long night, so I'm going to be looking at getting ready to bug out of here, but I appreciate y'all nonetheless. So everybody have a fantastic night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Grace and peace. Take care.